York Giant fans, what is going on, Baddog? What episode is this? What are we up to now?
This is number 89, I think.
All right, so we're up to 89. We're 11 away from the 100. That'll probably be, if we have a season, around week 4 or 5, 6. So we're getting there. We're getting there, Baddog. But thank you to everybody for being here. We appreciate it. What's going on, Jawad? What's going on, Bavit? What's going on, BK, Nikki, Lake Nona in the house? Who else we got in here? We got Jake from State Farm, Don Biz, Benjamin's in here, Afghanistan's in here, Fix the O-Line is in here, Lake Nona. Thank you to everybody for being here. Really do appreciate it. And we got a little something to talk about. Camp's getting into the fold. And then obviously today, DeAndre Baker.
What are you gonna even say about this guy at this point? It's just like, you know what? Can we just not talk about him? Just forget about him. He's not part of this team. He'll never be part of this team anymore. Just throw him behind bars. Forget about him. Forget about him, Chris. Forget about him.
I think he's gone at this point. Even if he's not ruled guilty, I think he's gone at this point. I don't, especially when you saw. I don't know if you got to see Joe Judge's quote from like 3 or 4 days ago. He came out and he basically said he didn't seem like he was too attached to DeAndre Baker. Let's put it that way. I don't see him being with the New York Giants this year. And then the question becomes, who's going to be his replacement? What are the Giants going to do? Do you move Julian Love out there? But then you got to worry about the slot corner, the third safety. If you're the Giants, are you thinking about going out there and bringing in another body in the secondary with all the problems we got right now? And you got Sam Beal that opted out, by the way.
And that's what I was going to say. With Sam Beal opting out, now I think you do go out and go after like a guy like Ryan Logan or something. I mean, this is a guy I was like, Baker's one body. It really don't matter. And even Sam Beal, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. The guy played 6 games in his entire career with the Giants. He's had 1 pass. His defense, he was terrible. We don't miss him, but it is another body. So we're just down another player. Logan Ryan is still out there. You might be able to bring him in here on a 1-year deal until you can get somebody else. I really don't know, but I thought that it would be Julian Love from the beginning going after that position, even with DeAndre Baker. I never thought Sam Beal really had a chance at it, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what they do. But it's not going to surprise me. Plus, by the end of training camp, you're going to have a lot of teams are cutting players. There's going to be a lot more guys available. It's not going to surprise me if the Giants bring in a body of some sort. So I think you are going to see somebody else come in here and at least compete for that spot.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to get to a couple of these super chats, man. OGR, man, thank you. So I don't know what that beeping noise is. I don't know if I got. Oh, that's what. Hold on one second. Let me X this out. My Discord is going crazy. That's
why I had to get out of your Discord. I heard that damn thing, Chris, going 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Somebody.
OGR, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. By the way, if you guys have not checked out OGR, please do so. And you guys can drop Baddog's link in the chat throughout the stream. I'd appreciate it. Of course, subscribe to Baddog. We do the show every other week. We took 2 weeks off with baseball, getting back in the fold, and not a lot to talk about, but now training camp's back in the fold. OGR, man, thanks so much for love. He says, congrats on the 89th. Can't wait to see the 100th blowout. You and me both, man. It's been a wild ride, and we're getting there. We're almost there, man. But OGR, man, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. And Rudy T, finally Friday with Tana and the B Diggity. What's going on? And I saw Rudy's going to be my fantasy league. Thank you for giving me that. And Shake Money says, I don't blame you for not live streaming the game. Good to see you, Chris. Yeah, Shake's a Marlin fan. And you guys are kicking our ass right now, 4-1.
Yankees lost again tonight, so don't worry about
Yankees lost again too. But Shake, I did promise you I would do a Met Marlin game, so I am going to do at least one of them. It might not be tomorrow based on how we're doing today. I might wait till the DeGrom game, but I will do at least one Met Marlin game. I know you're a great subscriber of mine, and I know you're a big Marlin fan, so I'll definitely be doing one of them. But thank you to everybody for being here, and let's jump back into the secondary that we were talking about. And so you're saying you would go out there, get a body. Not necessarily Logan Ryan. I mean, he's the best guy available, but even if not him, if you don't want to spend $8, $9, $10 million, there's plenty of guys you could bring in here that are veterans for $2, $3 million. Just like you said, to be a guy in camp, a body, a guy with some experience. We got no experience there right now. You got a rookie 4th-round pick, Darnay Holmes. You got a 4th-round pick, or 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. It was
4th round last year.
4th round of Julian Love, who last year was drafted to be a slot corner / safety, not a guy that you thought was going to be playing on the outside, but which looks to be the favorite now. You got Ballantyne, who was a 6th-round pick, who got cooked every time he was out there last year.
He's pretty bad.
We don't have an experienced corner outside of Bradbury right now. I think it would be in the Giants' best interest to at least bring somebody in for depth purposes, minimum. What some people say is they want the kids to develop, and I get that, but I still think that we need another body in the secondary. We don't have guys that can play on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we just need bodies at this point. And like, I mean, when this whole thing happened with Baker, I'm like, nah, we're good. But like you said, now that there's no Sam Beal and both of those other guys are really inexperienced, it's like you're starting all over. You started over last year with DeAndre Baker out there. He was a train wreck. And, I mean, both you and I thought he would take a huge step up this year, and he just took a step up into the penitentiary. It seems like that's where he's going to be going. That's not going to help us. So, we're going to have to find another body. And again, even if it isn't, Ryan, there's going to be somebody out there because, like I said, teams always make cuts. There's always going to be somebody on the waiver. There's always somebody else out there. Hopefully we can pick somebody up for cheap. We obviously money is different now that Solder opted out, but we'll see what they do. It's been. I feel bad for Joe Judge, man. That's why I did the video. That poor guy. I mean, how this guy? I mean, he's taking on everything. If the Giants improve this year, this guy's one of the best coaches I've ever seen in my life.
He's been through the ringer. He's been through the ringer in his first year. There's no doubt about it. Between everything, between Rosas and Baker and the virus and everything, it's been a nightmare of a first season for Joe Judge. There's no doubt about it, and hopefully he gets it going. But Nick DeWick, man, thank you so much for the poop emoji. That might be for DeAndre Baker. I don't know. But Nick, man, thanks so much.
Could be for Gerard Jenkins.
Well, yeah, Ship Fondue. That's right.
Maybe we'll bring it back, Chris. You never know. Maybe we bring the Apple back.
And Roldy, man, one of our best, man. Thank you for love. He says, "What up, Chris and Bad Dog? Been a long time since I've been seen Bad Dog on a live stream. Good seeing you both. Much love and respect." Roldy, man, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a great supporter of the channel. Really do appreciate it. And Johnny Morowski, all the way from Vegas with the $10 donation. He says, "Getting over." Wow, I didn't know you had COVID, man. I hope you're feeling better, man. He says, "Getting over COVID-19, worst cough ever. How about Jones's quads? The boy is putting in the work. Don't see 8 wins in 2020, but stay the course of 2021 will be our year. Hashtag stand up." Johnny, man, I'm glad to hear that you're recovering from that. I'm glad that you're feeling better. Bad Dog, obviously, I'm assuming you got to see the pictures, the shape that Daniel Jones is in coming into camp. You're pretty impressed with that, I'm assuming, right? You're a workout guy in your own right.
Listen, I don't know. I got to get in there, Jim, because we know that in New York we're not allowed to go. But yeah, I mean, I remember one guy. I got in an argument with a guy on my Dwayne Haskins video when I did this, a year ago. Like, maybe it wasn't even that. It was a Jets fan saying Daniel Jones has skinny legs. He's got skinny legs. But I'm like, well, he ain't got them anymore. He having hanging out with Saquon, man.
I thought they were Saquon's quads.
I'll tell you what, that's good though. I mean, you want a quarterback with a strong base. I mean, we praised him for his work ethic, adding that 8 pounds of muscle. Looked like he had more than that. His legs are completely different, but obviously you got a lot more power. It's harder to take you down. All your power in your body is from the top of your knees and the bottom of your chest. That's where all your power is. All the other crap don't mean anything. So obviously it's going to be tougher to take him down. He's going to have better arm strength because he'll be able to plant better. There's a lot more drive. Use your lower half. I mean, Chris, you and I are both big baseball guys. And guys like Roger Clemens and Nolan Ryan had that massive lower body and could just whip the ball.
Right.
Because of all that lower body strength. So I think that's going to help Daniel Jones' arm strength, man. Your legs are by far the strongest part of your body. So he's got a lot stronger. And like I said, I praise his work ethic. We all know that he wants to work. We all know that, he's not afraid of that. He wants to get better. That's why you love it. You love his attitude. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I mean, I've said he's going to have a big year this year. I stand by that. But it's going to be a little more difficult than I thought maybe now. But I still think he'll have a good year.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good year. I think it's going to be challenging, due to everything, the entire process, new system, everything else. But I think if we're patient with Jones the first 4 or 5 weeks, I think he's going to come around. I think he's going to have a good year. And yeah, like you said, it could definitely help with his arm strength. What we're most concerned with, I think, is the pocket awareness and the reading of the zone defense. That's where he struggled with the most last year. But you would suspect, based on what we heard last year, his work ethic in the film room, you see what he's done in the weight room, you would think he's probably putting the same work in the film room. So I think Jones is going to definitely be improved in that aspect this year. JB, man, thanks for love. He says, trade for Anthony Harris, move Love over to corner. Well, here's the thing. Anthony Harris is a very good safety. I don't see the New York Giants doing that. We've got two good safeties to begin with. I don't think we're giving up assets for another one, especially one. I think they franchise tagged him, so you only got a 1 year commitment there. That doesn't add up for me, Bad Dog.
Anthony Harris was a guy that I was interested in before they franchised him. When he was sitting out there before the draft and everything else. This is before we had McKinney, so I was like, we're low, we're weak at safety. We could definitely use an Anthony Harris. But again, Anthony Harris doesn't really fix our corner position. You can still put Love there, so it's not, he's not going to help that position. And he's going to cost a lot of money, to re-sign him. And like you said, we won 12 games in the last 3 years. You don't want to give up assets, and overpay a safety. That's just something you don't want to do. That's a luxury position. It's not a necessity.
Yeah, there were rumors that came out about Harris after the fact, and I forgot who said it on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago, but they were basically saying that it was before the draft. Then, like once we got McKinney, I don't see the need for that. If we're ever going to be bringing in a player, I would think it would be an exterior cornerback. That's what we need right now, that or a pass rusher. Those would be our two biggest needs right now, or a coverage linebacker. Dr. Great, man, basically a whole defense outside of interior defensive line. Dr. Great, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. He says, howdy. Howdy to you, my man. Thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Howdy, that's out of the techie textbook there. Howdy,
yeah.
Howdy.
And how is Techie? I haven't seen Techie in a bit.
Techie's good. Techie's sleeping once in a while. He's just been busy with work and everything.
Yeah. What's going on, Yuri? Thanks for popping in the stream. It says, I wish we bring back the real 23 Corey Webster. Corey Webster was the last really good cornerback we had outside of Jenkins for a year and a half. Corey Webster, I say it all the time, one of the most underrated Giants since I've been watching the team. I would love Corey Webster back.
It would continue to be great if you would have taken his picture with me, but you turned me down, and then his career went right in the toilet. That's what happens.
And
Corey Webster.
I see OTV Mods. You said somebody blocked you. Nobody blocked you. I see you in the chat. And Roldy, man, thanks for love. He says, guys, let's not think Judge is the only head coach that's starting off with a tough first year. Bad Dog, best head coach. Stop, Bad Dog. Let's see what he does on the field.
Yeah, I didn't say he's the best head coach. I said he would have done the best coaching job I've seen in a long time. And the other thing is, Judge has never been above a special teams coordinator and a wide receivers coach.
Yeah,
you look at the other head coaches. Not a new head coach who has never been at that level. Ron Rivera's been at that level a long time. He's with a new team. Mike McCarthy been with the team forever. He's with a new team. Yes, they're with new teams, but who's a first-year head coach that's out there right now that's dealing with this? Like, maybe there is one that I can't think. I mean, I guess Matt Rule. You could say he's got the same.
Matt Rule didn't have players get arrested, though.
I was going to say Matt Rule didn't have two guys get arrested. So Joe Judge has had the toughest out of all of them. And like I'm saying, with how bad this team is already, and you throw all the stuff on top of it, you got rid of Nate Solder's gone. You lost two corners. Not that they were very good, but you lost two corners. You lost your kicker. And you got a second-year quarterback. You got a very young offensive line. You got a very young secondary. And these guys didn't get to have a rookie camp. They didn't get to have a mini camp. They didn't get to have OTAs. My video was pretty much, these guys are not going to be in football shape. It's going to be tough because you don't get the two-a-days like you used to, which is why I think players get hurt more than they used to because they're not getting hit. They don't play in pads anymore. They play patty cake. Well, it's hard to figure out who's going to be your best players when you're playing patty cake with each other. The preseason games are set up so you can look at film, which he's not going to have any film going into the year either. It's just a difficult situation. Yes, he's not the only one going through it, but I don't think any first-year head coach has had the arrests and everything else that he's had to go through.
And then you're factoring in that you got a second-year quarterback. He's learning a completely new scheme. The defense, you have completely new schemes on both sides of the ball. It's a complete overhaul of the roster. It's a very young team. I think we got to go in with moderate expectations early on, and hopefully they surprise us. They win 8 or 9 games. But this year, I'm not going to judge, no pun intended, judge on his wins. It's going to be the following year where I start to judge him on his wins. So that's just my take.
Yeah, Riley, if we have a bad year, I'm not going to get on his case.
No. Riley, man, thanks for
a good year, I'll be like, damn, that was a damn good job.
Exactly. I think that's what you were saying at the beginning. If he goes out there and he wins 8-9 games, he should be coach of the year with everything that he's had to deal with. That was basically your point.
By the way, I saw OTV Mods wasn't blocked. He was timed out for spamming. I know.
Oh.
That's what happened. That's what happens.
Yeah, once in a while, if you spam, they get you.
That's what
Riley, thanks for the love. He says, what's up, guys? What's your guys' projected 2020 offensive stats? Okay, all right. Let's assume, Bad Dog, that every player remains healthy, because that's only that's the fairest way to do this. Even though, historically speaking, Ingram won't stay healthy, Shepard won't stay healthy, but let's assume they're all going to play 16 games. Give me Jones, give me the main receivers, and Ingram and Barkley.
Oh, Jesus. I think Jones, well, I said for the year, like 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. I said Daniel Jones will be a top 10 quarterback this year. I think Saquon Barkley's going to end up with over 2,000 scrimmage yards again, 1,500 on the ground, about 12 touchdowns on the ground, maybe a couple more in the air. I think Slayton and Shepard both get 1,000 yards, honestly. I thought Shepard would lead the team in receptions and yards. That was my hot take, or whatever you want to say, just because I think Slayton's going to get more attention paid to him. I think Shepard could flourish in that role. I think Golden Tate has about 800 yards, and I think Ingram's got about, whatever. Actually, I think Ingram would probably have around 700-800 yards too. So I think they're going to spread the ball around a lot. But I think that because of the offensive line improvement, I think Daniel Jones is going to improve. I think Saquon Barkley is going to improve, and I think that's going to help the passing game out a lot. So I think Jones takes a big step up. I really do. I think that offensive line and the ability to run the ball, having a Jason Garrett there who's taken some quarterbacks who nobody knew anything about and turning them into Pro Bowl guys, I think that helps them too. So I expect big things. I think the offense can be very, very good. I worry about our defense more than our offense.
Yeah, to me, the whole key to the offense is the offensive line. That's where it starts and begins. I'm a little skeptical how they'll do. You got a rookie left tackle. You got probably Gates on the right side. We'll talk more about that in a bit, either him or Fleming. We don't know who we got at the center position, so I worry a bit there. And we play some really good defenses early on. But I think they're definitely going to be committed to the run. I think you're going to see this team run a lot more this year. Last year, they only ran 35% of the time, which I think was 30th in the NFL. I expect that to be much higher this year. So I think Barkley gets more touches on the ground. I'm with you on Barkley 100%. I think he easily eclipses 2,000 scrimmage yards if he plays all 16 games. I think he's going to have I'm going to say at least 2,150 on scrimmage yards. I could see him getting upwards of 2,400. I think he's going to have a big year. They're going to focus the offense around him. I think Jones will have right around 4,000 yards passing if he plays a full 16-game slate. I think Ingram and Slayton will be the leading receivers if they play a full 16-game schedule. I think both of them are in the 850 to 1,000-yard range. And I'll say Shepard and Tate are in the 700 to 750-yard range. But like you said, I think they'll spread the ball around. I don't think you're going to have a 1,400-yard receiver. I think they'll spread the ball around. I'm in complete agreement there. Shake Money, man, thanks for love. He says, with Gaze, Judge will be the coach in New York. Well, yeah, we'd be the best coach in New York with Adam Gaze. We like to pick on Adam Gaze, Bad Dog, from time to time.
Oh, I mean, just Jets fans pick on him with good reason. What do you want? Hate him too.
Yeah, I know. Shake Money's getting his jabs in there because he's a Dolphin fan.
The Dolphins will be better than the Jets this year.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Synagogue, man, thanks for love. Especially after the Jets lost Mosley, they lost Winters, they lost another big player that I can't remember off the top of my head. They obviously traded away Jamal Adams.
Yeah,
the Jets are not in good shape for this year.
No.
I think they're in decent shape for the future. I like what they got for Adams, but for this year, not good. Synagogue
if Darnold holds out, they'll be in better shape. That's for sure.
Well, Darnold's definitely the key to their season.
He stinks. I mean, if he holds out, they're in better shape. James Morgan, man, your boy Spencer loves him.
Synagogue, man, thanks for love. He says, more likely, Chris a Yankee fan or peace in the Middle East? Ooh, I guess peace in the Middle East because I could definitively say I will never be a Yankee fan. I have nothing against the Yankees. I love the Mets too much. Unfortunately, I like to have my heart ripped out of my chest. So I would say peace in the Middle East is slightly more likely, even though neither is very likely.
Right.
Zahai, man, thanks for love. He says, what's good, fellas? If both Shep and Ingram are disposable mid-season due to injuries, who should we trade first? Well, first off, if they're injured, we're not going to be able to trade them. Nobody's going to trade for an injured Evan Ingram or Sterling Shepard. The only way they're disposable, they have to be off to a really good start. We're not going to trade these guys if they're playing poorly because you're not going to get what you'd like. The only way that I think either one of them are tradable assets is if the Giants are doing bad, They're 2-5 at the deadline, 1-6 at the deadline, but Ingram's putting up 500 yards halfway through the season, and a team is desperate for a tight end. That's when they're tradable. And if Ingram's not in the long-term plans, that would be in the New York Giants' best interest to trade him there. You've only got one more year left under contract. You've got a decent tight end in Caden Smith, and if you don't plan to keep him past this year, after his rookie extension for one more year, and you could get a good price for him, you trade him. But you have to get a good price. Shepard, I think, will be much harder to trade because I think he's under contract for a few more years. He's got an injury history. I think Ingram is a more tradable asset if he could stay healthy this year.
I agree. I just think it's harder to find a tight end, the talent of Evan Ingram, when he's healthy over the talent of a Sterling Shepard. I like Sterling Shepard, but I think a receiving tight end is a much more valuable asset than a slot receiver. I think that those guys are easily found. Shepard we just signed him a 4-year deal last year. Yeah. So, he's locked up for this year into 2022. And I don't know what his cap situation is. I don't know how much they'd have to pay if they cut him, the dead cap money. But I think Ingram would be worth a lot more. And, obviously the Giants could keep him and get a compensatory pick. So they'd have to get more than a third-round pick for Evan Ingram. So if somebody's willing to offer a third-round pick, a third and a fifth, or whatever, I heard I think Seattle supposedly offered that, or they are making that up or something, but that was a rumor or whatever for the draft. That's something that maybe you consider. But Shepard, you're not going to get much for, I don't think.
Yeah, I think our most tradable assets this year, I think either Tomlinson or Leonard Williams, depending on who I guess is playing better. They're both free agents the following year. I think either one of those players could be traded at the deadline because I don't think the Giants are keeping both. And I think Ingram. I think Ingram is the next most tradable asset. So if the Giants are going to be trading away players and selling at the deadline to try to acquire, draft picks, I think those will be the players that the Giants look to ship out. Outside of those guys, for the most part, I mean, you either got newly signed free agents like Bradbury and Martinez, or you've got guys still on their rookie deals. So I don't see it. I think those guys are the most likely guys to be traded, and I think all of them could potentially help playoff teams. So I could see that. It's all dependent on how the Giants are doing. If we're in the hunt, obviously we may be looking to bring guys in, but if we're out of it, I think those guys could be on the chopping block.
Yeah, I agree. Just because, like you said, they're not going to keep both Tomlinson and Leonard Williams. There's no reason to keep two guys that play the same position. I think honestly, unless Leonard blows it up this year, I think he's the guy that's going to leave. Tomlinson will be a lot less money, and the Giants will get a compensatory pick for Leonard Williams. So I think that would be the guy to go. So Gettleman would kind of recoup that third-round pick that he gave to the Jets. And I just feel like if, like I said, unless Leonard Williams just has an extraordinary year, it's not going to surprise me if he walks. So
yeah, no, I agree. I don't expect him to be in the long-term plans. Fix the O-line. That's my kind of name, man. That's my kind of name. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. He says, I think the Giants scour the waiver wire for experienced corners and a center. No need to panic now. That's what Baddog said at the top of the show in terms of the cornerback position and maybe the center as well. You're going to see guys that are cut right before training camp. You see it all the time. The Giants did it last year. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure David Mayo was a guy we scooped up off the scrap heap before the season started last year. You see it all the time. And Cody Core, I believe, was another one. So the Giants will probably they probably or may go that route. Some of these free agents may not be in football shape. They're not in training camp. So that may be the route that they go, the cheaper alternative to bring in a guy to provide some depth at the cornerback position or the center spot. Because right now, the center spot, let's jump into that, Baddog. I'm nervous with the center position. I am nervous. Nick Gates, I think, is going to start now. After he got that extension, I think he's going to start this year on the offensive line. I could be wrong, but the Giants committed more money to him. I think he's better suited at the right tackle because he's played it before. What do you think? What's your take on the right tackle position going into camp and the center position? What do you see right now?
I think Gates is definitely the favorite. Cam Fleming's never really been a starter in his career anyway. I think he was just brought in there for depth, no doubt. But I definitely think that Nick Gates played very good at right tackle last year, and I think he's going to be there. He's played right tackle. If you move him to center, it's a position he's never played, so he'd have to start over there, and that's not going to be a good look either. I mean, obviously, he couldn't be worse than Jalapeno or Spencer Pulley. They both suck horrible. But still, I mean, for him to lose, maybe he can't play center. I mean, it's not just that easy to go, you're on the old line, move from tackle to center. Oh, you're a center, that's okay. You can move to guard, or we can take your right guard and move to left tackle. Like, it's not that easy. I think it's so there's a lot that goes into a center too. I mean, they got to know how to snap. You got to know how to snap the damn ball. You got to snap it in a shotgun. There's certain things you have to know how to do when you're a center. So, I don't know. I don't know if it would be Nick Gates. I think he would start at the right tackle. I think that Pulley's going to be the guy, which sucks. But I don't think Shane Lemieux's ready. Obviously we got Matt Parrott, but I don't think he's in the running at the beginning for the right tackle. I mean, I guess they could try. Maybe they're trying Nick Gates at center. Like, I don't know. That's the problem. Like, Nick Gates could be great in practice at center, but until there's a nose tackle or a defensive tackle lined up over the top of you, and you hike the ball and you're getting run into, I mean, you don't know how he's going to respond.
Yeah.
So that's what's so tough about moving a guy to a different position at this juncture, because you're not playing against live competition.
Right.
It's so difficult to gauge when you're not playing against live competition.
Right. And you're not getting padded practices till mid-August.
Right.
You like you said, no games. It's a position that he's never played. Pulley's the only guy in this roster that's played the position before. I think conventional wisdom tells you that more than likely Pulley's going to be the center and Gates or Fleming will be the tackle. More than likely Gates will get the start based on the fact that he got the extension. But I think that'll be a pretty close competition. But going in, unless they bring somebody in late in the offseason, I think Pulley's going to be your guy, at least to start the season. He'll be on a short leash if he sucks, and maybe Lemieux will get an opportunity, but he's a rookie. He's not getting any preseason games. It's not a normal offseason. Yeah. I think you go with Pulley to start the year. I really do think that. I've thought that for a while. Rickson, man, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. He says, most teams got new uniforms and helmets, but us. Yeah, everybody always complains about the Giants uniforms and the helmets, and I actually went on a website a couple of weeks ago because I always get subscribers, asking when are the Giants going to change it. Giants were ranked like the 28th best uniforms in the league. I don't hate our uniforms. I wouldn't be against changing them, but it is what it is. I do like the retro look, though. I will say that. We say that all the time. I like the Giants across the helmet, the look that they had when I grew up watching the team at first. So I wouldn't mind if they went back to something like that. I don't want anything too extravagant, though. Keep it simple. That's the way I am with the New York Giants. Keep it simple. Keep it classy.
This is the way I look at it, man. I don't give a damn what that uniform looks like. I give a damn what those players in the uniform look like when they're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I care about. I don't teams that are in ruts, like the Jets, like the Falcons, like teams that stink, they need something to get the fans excited. So they go out and change jerseys.
Right.
And a lot of times that's marketing, and nothing else. Oh, God, Sam Darnold stinks. His jerseys aren't selling. Let's change it. Oh, look at that. That's fire. Even though the Jets jerseys are terrible. And I don't like you picking the Jets.
You don't like them. You don't like them.
Falcons jerseys are terrible, too. So we got to go out and get a Matt Ryan. Everybody's bought a Matt Ryan jersey by now. So they're like, well, those aren't selling anymore. Well, let's change a uniform. Nobody goes to our games. We got to pump in crowd noise. We're the worst fan base in the world. The Atlanta fan base is terrible. So let's change a jersey so somebody has to go out and buy some. The Bucks have done it. The Rams have not. The Rams have been bad, but the Rams change their jerseys. Like, why?
Yeah,
I 4 years.
Here's the thing. I think
it's true, Chris. They don't know where the hell they're going. So do Oakland. The same shit. They don't know where the hell they're playing.
I say this a lot. I think right now as a fan base, the New York Giants fans, and we're included in this, we don't got nothing better to complain about. We don't got nothing better to talk about. We've been through hell the last 8 years, 7 years, whatever it was. And we're just looking for things to grasp to. So people complain about the uniform. People say that Saquon Barkley's the best running back. We know we're not going to win football games, or at least we're going in with that mentality, and we care about things like this. At the end of the day, if we were winning, I don't think anybody's thinking about the uniform. We're thinking about winning a Super Bowl, going to the playoffs. But some people, I guess, have the mindset of with a fresh start, a new uniform, a new regime, new coach, it'll change things.
I hated those red uniforms. Right? I'm not here. I don't really care. Uniforms aren't a big deal, but I'll tell you this. If we're going to change them to the color rush jerseys, because those things are awesome.
Yeah, that's the best jerseys in the NFL.
Those jerseys. I'm not a big jersey guy, but the Giants are gonna change those. Go to that color rush all the time. That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on the color. That's my favorite jersey in all of football. Harry, man, thanks for love. He says Danny Dimes is looking thick as blank. Yeah, I had a bunch of subscribers come. I know that Baddog was close too. I mean, I think somebody said that they were the ones that created the Danny Dimes, but Baddog was one of the first guys on that. I had a bunch of my subscribers after seeing how jacked Daniel Jones was come up with some cool nicknames. Danny Dumbbells, Danny Quads. There was another really creative one. I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones definitely looks like he's fit. Now, whether or not that's going to translate on the football field, we'll have to wait and see. I think the study in the film room is going to have more of an impact as to if he's going to progress, but definitely being stronger hopefully helps him to hold on to the football. And like Bad Dog said, stronger legs, like with baseball, generates power. You would think that it might generate a little bit more arm strength, something that you could use in New York.
Yeah, Danny Schwarzenegger,
Danny Schwartz, I like it. Benjamin, man, thanks for love. He says, oh, God, the Rams logo is the worst. He says the Rams logo stinks. Jerseys are trash. Helmets are beautiful. Unfortunately, I bought a Donald blue one. I'm completely with you on that, Benjamin. I'm not trying to make fun of your team. I know you're a big Rams fan. When I saw the Rams logo, I was like, what the hell are they doing? The jersey looks horrible. That is something that, people that want a new jersey, if you got something like that, you'd be like, what the hell? The Rams did a horrible job with their jerseys. The helmets look cool, like you said, but overall the jerseys are bad. They're the worst in the league, probably.
This is bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Benjamin should be a Raiders fan. But it's not. I mean, because L.A. Lou, Benjamin, they're both Los Angeles guys. They both Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. I guess that's what it is. Kind of like, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's different. Like, I know a lot of teams that football-wise have come and gone with Los Angeles. I mean, Oakland, they were Oakland, they were L.A., then they're back to Oakland, now they're Vegas. It was San Diego, now they're Los Angeles. It was L.A. Rams, St. Louis Rams, L.A. Rams. So they have a lot of stuff. But I'm wondering if, like, L.A.'s got, like, or California's got, like, it's the Chargers, the Athletics, and the Golden State Warriors, or if it's like the San Francisco Giants and the Sacramento Kings, and I'm like, I don't know how they do it. Like here, it's usually Mets, Jets, Islanders, and it's usually Yankees, Giants, Rangers.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. Yeah,
I mean, obviously there's a mix. You're a Mets and a Giants.
I was dropped on my head as a child.
So was I, but I still picked the right team for baseball. And football, let's be honest. Basketball, we didn't have a choice. We were all dropped on our head as Knicks fans. And
I by the way, is there a such thing? I get people from New Jersey that are Nets fans. I get that. I get people that are from Brooklyn that are Nets fans. If you live in Brooklyn, I get it. You want to root for outside of Brooklyn and Jersey, are there any legitimate Nets fans? There shouldn't be.
There is.
This is New York Knicks town.
Chris, you ever listen to the Barclays Center when the Knicks were there? Or when they played in New Jersey when the Knicks were there? It was the Knicks home game.
Right.
It doesn't matter how bad the Knicks are. It'll never matter. New York will always be the Knicks. Always. Yeah. Always. Yeah, Brooklyn can win championships. It'll never be their town, ever. It'll always be the Knicks. Always.
Yeah, ever. King Trizzy, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, I missed y'all, man. I just turned 18. How y'all been, and how do you feel this season with COVID? First off, King Trizzy, happy birthday, man. Congratulations on being 18. And I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, 18 is right, man. You're half my age, almost half my age, and you're less than half Bad Dog's age.
Put it this way, Chris. My oldest son is 9 years older than him, so let's just leave it at that. There you go.
But Trizzy, man, thank you for being here. As far as the season goes with COVID, I'm still going in cautiously optimistic, but I definitely have my doubts. We'll see. It's not like basketball. Basketball's got the bubble, and it's a physical sport. Plus, you're dealing with a lot more athletes. You're dealing with 4 times the amount of athletes that you are in the NBA. And you're traveling. You're gonna. It's not like they did what baseball did, where they kept everything regional. Baseball, everything's on the East Coast. NFL, we're going out west. We're going to the center of the country.
NFL, you have to have contact.
And of course the contact aspect. So,
and not to mention the rosters are way bigger than any other of the major sporting.
You're talking double baseball and quadruple basketball.
Yep, easily. Could be more than that. I mean, baseball might have 40 guys. Football team might have 90 with everybody that's on there.
Yeah.
The coaches, the training staff, the practice squad, the roster itself. Football. And again, the name of the game is contact. You can't practice social distancing. There is no social. Fumbles on the ground, 12 guys are piled up on top of each other.
Yeah.
You know, and it's summer, or whatever, it's early September in Los Angeles. It's 96 or 95 degrees there, and they're sweating all over each other.
Do you think with our lack of coverage skills, we might actually benefit from that? We might stay the healthiest of anyone in the league.
DeAndre Baker definitely was really good at social distancing. Now he's going to social distance himself in a cell, it seems like. So he's definitely in a good spot there. And even in that cell, Chrissy probably couldn't cover wide receiver, so it really don't matter. Yeah, he really disappointed me. I expected big things from DeAndre Baker this year, and he just what a letdown. I mean, and Algic Rosas, what a scrub. Like, I don't know what is the deal with our kickers. I mean, we got Josh Brown, who beats his wife twice.
And then we bring Canizaro or whatever his name is. He sucks.
Yeah. Why not?
That's another thing that I'm worried about this year is the kicker. We got a lot to worry about, Bad Dog. But let's just hope we have a season. John, thank you so much for
the season. We won't have to worry about any of it.
John, man, thanks for the love. He's a big Redskin fan. He says, bye-bye, Geist. Never liked the guy. Bye back. Baby back, bitch. Yeah, no, I'm completely with you on that, John. He's gone.
Now the Skins are catching up. The Skins.
What is with the NFC East? What is with the NFC East? Because that's the second
catching up. I mean, I forgot when they had our old guy, Cody Latimer.
Latimer got in trouble too.
The Skins are catching up. Good. Welcome aboard. Like you told them, the Skins. Sorry, the Washington football team is catching up.
Yeah.
That team don't know what they ought to just move.
Yeah. They definitely have horrible luck. There's no doubt about it.
Virginia mountains. Going to Virginia or North Carolina. I mean, Charlotte has a team, but I don't know.
Brandon, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. Danny Dumbbells will have a Pro Bowl caliber season, and Saquon Barkley will be in the running for MVP. Brandon, I am completely with you on Saquon Barkley. If the Giants make the playoffs, I think he will be one of the top 3 for MVP, because if the Giants are going to make the playoffs, they're going to ride Saquon Barkley's back until the end. I've said that the entire offseason. I think Barkley's going to have a mega year. He's going to be used a ton. And I agree. I think he's a sleeper for the MVP if the Giants could ever sneak into the playoffs at like 8-8. I agree with that. I think he is a contender for the MVP, Brandon.
Yeah. If we're winning, it's going to be because of him. So I agree.
Yeah. And Rolly, man, thanks for love. He says, Bad Dog, can you stand up so I can so I can see that Eli Reebok jersey?
This jersey is 16 years old.
No,
I'm sorry. I lie. It's 13 years old. I bought this the day before the NFC Championship game against Green Bay back in 2007. But yeah, it's the old Reebok XL. Yeah, this thing is old, man. Most of my jerseys are though. I mean, I bet that I said before, my Jason Sehorn jersey is older than most of the people in the chat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. But
gotta love the old school Eli jersey, man. That's one that you'll definitely keep for the rest of your life.
Oh God, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
A Shockey one in there. I was looking. I'm like, I pulled out 80. I go, that's not Cruz, that's Shockey. Yeah, I have a Cruz and a Shockey. So
I have a Shockey. I don't have a Cruz. What's going on, Card Coach? Thanks for popping in the stream. Peter Gogolak. I don't know who that is, but
Peter Gogolak was the first kicker or the first player, I think, to go from the AFL to the NFL. And that was a big deal that he crossed the line and went over there. And he was a kicker, and he was the Giants. He went to the Giants. I'm pretty sure that was the deal behind Gogolak.
I've heard the name. I didn't. So there you go. He's alive. I can't say or hear Eli Manning without King Trezzy, my favorite player of all time. I know Bad Dogs is LT, but I didn't get to appreciate LT like Bad Dog.
Yeah, if you're my age or older, LT is probably your favorite guy.
Yeah, Eli's my guy because I'm a generational younger. But yeah, I think every Giants fan should cherish what Eli Manning meant to the Giants.
I mean, it's I've never understood how Giants fans could give him. You say he wasn't any good, or like, listen, at the end of his career, he wasn't good. And who is? Okay, like we knew he didn't have it anymore. He couldn't throw the ball downfield anymore. He wasn't the same at 37 as he was at 25. Nobody is.
Right.
Tom Brady, I don't know what he does. I think he's a vampire and drinks blood or something. But I mean, other than that, it happens. But for Giants fans to get on his case and say he sucked or he's no good, I mean, I don't know what more you can want out of a quarterback. I mean, I say it all the time, and people are like, he's not a Hall of Famer, he sucks. I sit there and go, if you could tell me right now, if I told you right now, you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round, he's going to be a top 10 in every major pass category and win 2 Super Bowl MVPs, you telling me you're going to sit there and go, oh, that guy's going to suck? Bull snot. You know what I mean? That's why I always laugh at him, like, he sucks. He sucks. You know, how many championships does Carson Wentz have? And I like Carson Wentz, but how many championships does he have? How many championships does Randall Cunningham have? How many championships does Donovan McNabb have?
Yeah, I mean Dan Marino. I mean, when not that I'm saying he's better than Dan Marino, but when you look over the course of history, how many quarterbacks have won 2 Super Bowls? 7, 8? He's one of them. I mean, so it goes without saying. Eli Manning means a lot to this organization.
It was all class with Eli.
Yeah, you couldn't have done it better. And go Dharma, man.
But God damn, that guy was a savage.
He says, so jealous Baddog has won before Super Bowl. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. You mean the jersey before the Super Bowl? I bought it the year of the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he means.
Yeah, I got a couple of I think I definitely have an Eli jersey before the Super Bowl too. I've actually got an Eli Manning Super Bowl jersey. I bought, they have the Super Bowl jerseys. I bought one of those when the Arizona in 42. I got an Eli Manning jersey, but I don't wear it, but I do have one. But yeah,
I'll never get that either. My wife and I went to Connecticut for the night before. I can remember this too, like it was yesterday. I remember saying we were going to beat the Bucks. I remember saying we were going to beat the Cowboys. We went to Connecticut to meet some of our friends. Went to the mall. I'm like, you know what? I got to buy an Eli Manning jersey. I don't have any. I'm like, how do I not have an Eli Manning jersey? It's time to get one. Now, at this point, he wasn't good, mind you. Like, he had bad years with us. People were saying he was terrible. Cut him, get rid of cut. This was the year. And I remember thinking to myself, we're not beating the Packers. I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm like, we're not going to beat the Packers. But I want the jersey anyway. And I woke up that morning in the hotel, and I forgot the report on ESPN. It was 20 below, and they're talking about all this. And I'm sitting there just looking at the field, and I go, you know what? We're winning today. We're gonna win this game. That was the one game out of all of them that I thought we had the best chance of losing. I honestly thought we would beat the Patriots. I thought we should have beat them the first time we played them. Wow. And I said, you know what? We're right there with that team. But the Packers scared me in Lambeau with that weather, with Brett Favre's last game. That one really made me nervous.
Favre never lost at home in the playoffs.
Right. So that game made me nervous. But I woke up that morning. I'm like, I got a good feeling. And Chris, we've mentioned this before. It was a 2-yard run. But when Brandon Jacobs plowed into that, I don't remember if it was Al Harris or who it was. When he knocked
it was Woodson. I think it was Woodson.
That set the tone.
Yeah, no, that a 2-yard run was the highlight play of that game. It really was. And it did set the tone for the New York Giants. And we say it all the time. We want a team like that again, a hard-nosed football team. But so let's go back in time real quick. So you had confidence going into that Bucs game? Because I'm going to be completely honest with you, I didn't. Eli Manning got demolished his first playoff game against the Panthers, I think it was. And then his second playoff game, the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he didn't play that good in that game either. So going into that Bucs game, I didn't have a lot of confidence in the Giants. Then when they beat the Bucs, they get to Dallas, and I said to myself, all right, maybe there's something cooking here. And then right before they have, I'm like, we're dead. And then Eli goes on that drive with 48 seconds left. And once the Giants scored on that drive, I'm like, we're going to win this game. But I'm with you. When they started that Green Bay game, I didn't think we were winning that game.
I think I had so much confidence in them when they played the Patriots that tough. I said that, and I watched that. I go, this is the best this team has played in years. And I had so much confidence in Eli at that point. I'm like, what a game he had. And even though Brady got his, touchdowns, we were smacking the hell out of him in that game. And they came back to win, but I'm like, man, we were right there. We were right there. They were trying. They had everybody out there. I'm like, we can definitely beat Tampa. Tampa's not close to as good as this team is. And I just had a really good feeling about Dallas. Dallas always choked in the playoffs. Tony Romo always choked. Not that Tony Romo had a bad game. It was Patrick Gray dropping a pass was the difference. But like you, we got off to a good start. Amani Toomer had that touchdown right away. I'm like, we're in this game. And then, Dallas just took over, and we were now 14-7. And I'm like, St. Good going in the locker room, man. And then, like you said, he like, bing, 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 touchdown. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're back in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Once they scored before the half, I was like, I think we're going to win this game. 100%.
Brandon Jacobs throwing the ball at the shot clock is one of my. If you guys want something funny, go back. I mean, they probably just have that touchdown. You don't have to watch the whole game, but they probably have that touchdown just alone when he whips the ball at the shot clock and you hear it resonate, and then he's running back in the end zone, and you can hear the referee as clear as day go, "Don't do that again!" Every time. He tells you, "Don't do that again." It makes you laugh every time you hear it clear as day.
Malik, man, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. He says, and you guys not worried about this season. We got Danny, Mr. Universe Jones on our side. We're going to be just fine. Be safe, guys. Malik, man, thank you for being such a great supporter of the channel. And I hope so, man. I hope we have a season. If we do, that's what I'm most excited about Daniel Jones here, too. That's what and the offensive line. I love the Hogs. I want to see Andrew Thomas. I want to see us establish an identity up front. But I really want to see Daniel Jones take that's the most important part of the season. Obviously, you want to win, but putting that aside, realizing that very good chance we're not winning a Super Bowl this year. The most important thing to this season is finding out if Daniel Jones is the guy going forward. And year two, we're going to find out. And we hope he takes a big step forward. So I think he will.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that did. Jared Goff took a big step forward his second year. Carson Wentz took a big step forward his second year. Pat Mahomes, I guess you could say, he didn't play. But
Lamar Jackson, you could say.
Lamar Jackson, exactly. And you know what? Carson Wentz still has a fumbling problem. Lamar Jackson had a fumbling problem. Guess what? It didn't affect them in their sophomore seasons. Now, I think their teams are better set up than ours, and they were in a better situation. But still, I think Daniel Jones get better. Dak Prescott did not have a good sophomore season. He actually went back quite a bit, and then he came back up. Sam Darnold did not improve his sophomore season. And then
Mayfield regressed.
What's that?
Mayfield regressed.
Right. Huge setback.
Yeah.
Great ball. So it can go either way.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Jones' work ethic is in his film study, everything else. And I think that's why the Giants drafted him. I think they like that. That's why they wanted an Eli Manning type of guy, because that's what Eli did. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And what's going on, Aiden? I see you right, Tana, in there. What's going on, man? And what's going on, Real New York Giants Mafia, Joseph Cupid, Jorge in the chat. Luann, thank you for being here. Fix the O-line. Thank you for the love. He says Pete Gogolak was the first soccer-style kicker. So there you go. Okay, so you learned something new. I'd be the first to tell you I did not know.
I think Fix the O-line needs to change his name and add an ED at the end of fix. Fix the O-line. Come on.
We're close. We're close. It's definitely going to be better.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be better. And Nathan, man, thanks for the love. He says 87 and 26 need to stop talking and do something. Injury or whatever, do it. Okay. I mean, I think Barkley's going to do it this year. I'm not worried about Barkley. I think Barkley's going to have a big year. I get it. We want results, but I mean, let's not act like Barkley didn't have results in his rookie season. Barkley killed it. He led the league in scrimmage yards behind a horrible offensive line.
Barkley had 1,000 yards last year and he was injured for half of them. Behind a terrible offensive line, a rookie quarterback, and the worst coach in the league. And that was with the game against the Jets where he had 1 yard, and we were there to watch it. So
yeah, we were. That was the worst game. Well, no, it was a good game, but for Barkley, it was the worst game I've ever seen a running back have.
Actually, it's funny. Somebody commented on a video I did when we were there. I think it was 5 minutes ago in the third quarter, and DWG has a camera on me. He's like, "Let him know, but." So I'm like, Daniel Jones out here, man. I said he's having a hell of a game. He's got 4 touchdowns. I said, if we ever get an offensive line around this kid, a real coaching staff, this kid's going to be something special. And somebody's like, Baddog is not like, because that's what they did. We got a new coach and we fixed the offensive line. So we're going to see if that actually happens. But I think it was that. I know he had the good game against Tampa, but I think it was that game against the Jets when we were there and I saw him in person. Like, you know what? This kid really does have a lot of skill and a lot of tools. He didn't let that, bad play where he let Jamal Adams rip the ball out of his hands for a touchdown effect. He came right back down and scored. It's also the game we saw Darius Slayton really break out.
That was Shepard's best game.
We did see those two guys really come into their own against the Jets, even though we lost. So that was a good thing. That's what I'm going to miss the most, Chris. I was so looking forward to hanging out with you guys. I loved that. I still watch those videos. I still watch the hang out in the hotel, like when you and I met. Like, I love it. Like, I love how cool that was.
Well, I tell you what, we're just going to have a bigger bash next time. We're going to have to organize it. We'll have a ton of YouTubers down there, a ton of fans, and 2021 will be a lot of fun. But and going back to the Super Chat, I will agree for sure on Shepard, and I think you agree with that as well.
Yeah.
There's a put up or shut up here for sure, Sterling Shepard. No more excuses. And I feel bad for the guy. He's had a ton of concussions, but he's got to produce.
Has to. Even before the concussions, I was disappointed in Sterling Shepard because I love Shepard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I completely agree with on Shepard. And John, man, thanks for love. He says, you guys think they'll have a full season or will it get cut short? I'm gonna let you start with that, Bad Dog.
I don't think we're having a full season. I've said this already. I don't even know if we're going to start. Baseball is about the most social distance you can have in a sporting event, and they can't control it. They can't contain it. It's getting out of control. Football is not going to be in a bubble. Basketball is. Basketball and hockey did a good job of this. They have much better commissioners than baseball and football. They have the worst commissioners in sports. Manfred's a train wreck. Goodell, forget about it. And football, again, you have the biggest squads of anybody. Baseball has like maybe 35, 40 people on it. Football's got 90 to 100 between all the players, coaches, trainers, practice squad, everything. And the name of the game is contact. And what are they telling you with COVID? Wear a mask and social distance if you don't have a mask.
Right.
Football, you can't get away from that. Like I said, if a ball on the ground, 12 people jump on. There's nothing you can do. You're not going to go, ball's on the ground. Oh, someone's there with COVID. I'm not going. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, and they're sweating all over each other, man. They're spitting, they're snotting. It is what it is. That's a football. That's why we love football. No, I don't see, unless they find a vaccine for this, I can't see them get through a full season. I just don't think there's any way you can stop a sport. Because what if a team does lose 35 people?
Yeah, well, I don't know what happens then. I don't know what happens then, and there's no way you're going to be able to control it. I agree with you. I think it's going to be hard to have a full season. Maybe it'll be cut short, and maybe they'll find a way to finish the season, have a 12 game, and hopefully it's 16 games. I'm trying to go in optimistic right now. I'm going to say that's the plan right now. That we, I think they're going to start the season. I think that's the plan, and we'll see where it goes. But I think it's going to be very challenging. It's not like you said, it's not a bubble. And I think they could have done a much better job organizing this. I'm not saying you could have one bubble for all these players, but you could have 4 or 5 bubbles scattered across the country where these guys were in a controlled environment. And you have to think outside of the box in a situation like this. I feel like the NFL didn't. And I think they're going to have challenges. I hope they don't, though.
The thing that makes you the most mad about the NFL, Chris, is they had the most time of anybody else.
Yeah.
This happened in the middle of everybody's sports. Baseball was just starting. They were in the middle of spring training. Basketball and NHL right in the middle of their seasons. And they all figured it out. Now, baseball is having some issues, okay? Again, Manfred's an idiot. But I can't put the spread of this on Manfred because these guys are adults, and they should know to take responsibility. They know what's out there. So I can't tell Manfred, well, you need to be responsible for guys that are, 34 years old and are going out and do. He can't be responsible for that.
Of course not.
That's Tony Clark's job. That's Tony Clark as a players union rep to say, be smart, be safe, don't be fools. We argued that we wanted more games. We got what we got. You got some games. You're getting paid. You go out there and screw this up, you're not getting paid. Plain and simple.
Right.
So if football had looked at all the things that were going on and this happened in March, we hadn't even had the draft yet. They should have come up with a much better plan.
Yeah, I don't think they had a good plan for this at all. And like you said, they had more time than anybody. I don't know. I think that they should have at least kept it regional like baseball did. I just hope it works out, man, because obviously we love football. We want football. We need football. I don't want to go a Sunday without football. And on top of that, there's a very high probability. And I want to get into this because I mentioned in one of my videos, but I'll wait. We'll get into the college football in a second. Let's see what we got here. Nathan, thanks for the love, man. He says, again, do something. I am done taking L's. 87-26 needs to do it and stop talking. I am completely on board with you with 87. That I will definitively say. Sterling Shepard to me absolutely needs to produce. And yeah, Barkley needs to produce too. I think he will. I'm not too worried about Barkley. Shepard, you got it. You got to show me something.
There's nothing you knew about a guy landed on your ankles the way it happened. It's not like Barkley pulled a hamstring or got a concussion a couple times or had turf toe or any of that stuff. Like it was on a tackle. There's not much he could have done about that, and he came back too soon. I mean, if nothing else, it tells you how strong he is. Yeah, not for 8 weeks. He was out for 4. So, Yeah, I don't worry about Barkley, but yes, and I'm a huge Shepard guy, but he definitely needs to produce. And like Chris said, it's a put up or shut up year for 87. There's no doubt in my mind about that. He needs to produce. Done talking about it. Done defending him. Get out there and do it.
Yeah, it's a huge year for Shepard this year. JB, man, thanks for love. He says, buying a New Jersey, who on the defense to get? That's such a tough question to answer because they're all young. We don't know how Martinez is going to play. Bradbury,
McKinney, man.
If I was going to pick one, I'd pick McKinney, but we haven't even seen the guy play yet. So that's why I'm kind of – but if I was going to pick one, I'm with you. I'd pick McKinney. You don't know how long Peppers is going to be here. I would go with McKinney. Yeah, I would go with McKinney. But I'd probably want to see him play a couple weeks before I buy the jersey. But I do think McKinney will have a good year. So I would go McKinney, JB, if I was going to pick one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, there's nobody else that's really like a sexy pick on that defense. There's like nobody that really stands out. But I think I just have high hopes for McKinney. So that's
no. I think most Giant fans do. I do. I think we're all excited about him. The pass rushers, I wouldn't rush to buy any of them. We don't know. I like Zimenez, but we don't know yet. The same for Lorenzo Carter. I would go with McKinney. I think if I'm going to pick one, I'd go with McKinney. Nathan, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, I love how you both bring me my New York Giants. Nathan. And by the way, if my mods, and actually I see it right there, Bigger Mike posted, but if my mods could post Bigger Mike's channel, please, if my mods could post Bigger Mike's channel. If my mods could post Bad Dog's channel, we'll be over on Bad Dog's channel next Friday doing this show. We're going to do it every week throughout the football season. So please go over there, show him some love, subscribe, ring his bell. He loves when he has the bell rang. But thank you everybody for being here. And Nathan, man, we love you, man. We love all you guys that tune into our videos, show us a lot of love, experience Giants games with us every Sunday. It's torture a lot of times, but you guys help get us through it. You guys are a therapist.
We say it all the time. Group therapy every Sunday. Yeah.
No, you guys are awesome. And Meat, what's going on, man? He says, what's up? Good to see you guys. Bad Dog, you see that? A case opened up, unopened, 86 Fleer basketball cards sold for $1.8 million?
That's because in every case, pretty much in every box, you would get 2 to 3 Jordan rookies. So a case is like 36 boxes. So there's probably between 60 and 70 Jordan rookies in a case. That's why. Not to mention there's rookies of Akeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Mullen, John Stockton. Not Stockton. Stockton's 87, 88.
I thought Stockton was the same year as Jordan.
What's that?
Wasn't he the same year as Jordan Stockton?
No, Stockton's 87, 88 Fleer.
Oh, okay. I thought they were in the same draft.
Reggie Miller, same thing. Scottie Pippen, same thing. But because basketball did not have a pure product since 1981, 82, they had 4-year gaps for everybody that was a rookie. In between those years was a rookie in 86. And PSA 10s are very hard to come by because of the red and blue borders. They chip easily. They're off center because of the way they're produced. But you obviously have the best chance of getting a 10 Jordan. 10 Jordans are like $100,000. So that's why.
I was going to say, I thought Jordan's rookie year was in 84. So that explains why it was.
86. Yep, that's why.
That explains it. Okay. Yeah, you know the cards.
Those aren't really licensed. So that's why the Fleers are such a big deal, especially if you're doing PSA registry sets like I do, which are very popular. That 86 Fleer set's very, very, very popular. It's like the 61 Fleer and basketball is the same type of thing because there hadn't been cards in a long time there. That's why. Yeah, it's insane. Cards are insane.
Wow. Nathan, man, he says, okay, I'm just mad, Big Dog. Listen, man, I think we're all mad as Giants fans. I try to talk you guys through it. I try to be like, let's be patient. We got to let it see through. Because what else are you gonna do?
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I mean,
you see my videos, see my reactions. I'm always pissed off.
Yeah, no, I think we all get pissed off on game day.
The Yankees are 9-4, and I'm pissed off about that. It doesn't matter. Win. I don't win.
And V-Dub, man, thank you for love. He says Logan Ryan, Brandon Carr, Gano for quick pickups to replace losses. Any other ideas? Well, I don't think they'd pick up both Logan Ryan and Brandon Carr. Gano, I'm completely on board with.
Picked up a kicker.
Yeah, we did, but I wouldn't be against picking up another one, and you cut the one that doesn't make the team. I'm completely for that. And we all know that Gano could hit 63-yard field goals.
Only against us.
Only against us, though. That's the problem. Was that at MetLife, though? I can't remember.
That was in Carolina. They got
that was in Carolina.
Remember Cam Newton spiked down in 4th down, and they got another chance. And then remember a couple weeks later, he missed 2 extra points indoors against the Lions. Yeah. So that just goes to tell you what kind of luck we have. And
Yeah, maybe, but I'm completely for bringing another kicker. I don't trust the one we got. Al Bats, what's going on? Al is the man. What's going on, Al? Thank you for popping in the stream. He says, how are you guys? We're doing good, man. We got the Giants show back on. We took a 2-week hiatus, and we're glad to be back, man. We took a little week, time off because, the Mets and Yankees started up. You got the NBA. So, yeah, we're going to be doing this every week now for, going forward now that training camp's getting back into the mix. So, yep. Al, thanks for being here, and thanks for being such a great supporter of both of ours.
Yes.
Beamer, he says, what's with the right tackle competition? NFL season still is a question mark in my mind. Younger players will have to follow the straight and narrow. Are you asking I think the right tackle competition comes down to 2 players. I saw a rumor on Twitter today, and somebody said that ESPN, I don't know who on ESPN is saying this. They said that Matt Parrott is listed as the starting tackle for the Giants. There is I shouldn't say there's no way. You can't go into a season with 2 rookie tackles for a quarterback learning a brand new system in his second year. Can't do it. Matt Parrott will not be starting, in my opinion. I think it's either going to be Fleming or it's going to be Gates. And I would say Gates, based off the extension, is probably the favorite if he's not going to be the center. I would say it's much more likely to be the tackle, being that he's played it before. And like we were saying earlier, there's no preseason games. It's a shortened preseason. So I think the competition is Fleming and Gates, if I had to guess at the right tackle position.
It can't be Parrott. He's too raw. And like you said, you don't want 2 rookie bookends protecting a second quarterback. They gave Gates the extension for a reason. Cam Fleming has always been kind of a guy for not a starter.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played a full season. I don't think his entire career. I don't think he's played 16 games. So yeah, I think it's Nick Gates. I think that's why the Giants did extend him, especially with Solder, deciding to opt out. I think they're like, well, now we're going to get our right tackle is going to be Gates. Let's get him, extended for a couple of years until maybe Matt Parrott's ready to go full time there. And then maybe if Matt Parrott is, maybe they move Nick Gates somewhere else. Maybe they move him to right guard after they get rid of Zeitler. Because this is Zeitler's last year. I can't see them bringing him back here. He costs a lot of money. The cap hit will be pretty much nothing on him next year. So I don't think he'll be around. So I think you'll see Gates there. Maybe they kept him there to play right guard until they replace somebody there. I don't know. But I think Gates is definitely the favorite for right tackle.
I agree. I see that Sean said that he thinks Parrott could get the right tackle. Maybe he will. I'm not going to rule anything out. I think Joe Judge will put the guy there that he thinks is most suitable. I just don't, and I'm completely with what you said. The best guy should get the position. I just don't see starting 2 rookie tackles. I just don't with a second-year quarterback. I could be wrong. I think with the experience they've got from the other 2 players, I think going in, they'll feel more comfortable with the shortened offseason to start one of them. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
So I say, I are a Giants fan, and Irish New York Sports throwing my link in there, guys. Thank you. Always appreciate that.
Dyer's the man. Dyer's the man. Yeah. JB, man, thanks for love. He says, favorite sports movie. I'll let you go, Baddog. What's your favorite sports movie?
Always Major League.
Major League? Yeah, for me, it's hard. I kind of got to break it down by sport, but Major League is definitely up there for me. Rudy's up there for me. Hoosier's up there for me. It might be Major League for me too. It's definitely the most rewatchable sports movie. I'll say that. It's definitely the most rewatchable. White Men Can't Jump, I love. But I think I agree with you. I think it's Major League for me too. Yeah. It's so many memorable.
That word for word. I love that movie.
Yeah, Major League is freaking awesome.
Good movie. Yeah, I love Rudy. Rocky, obviously.
Rocky. Yeah, I'm thinking the 4 major. You know what? Rocky's my favorite. I take that back. Rocky's my favorite.
I love Rocky, but Major League just cracks me the hell up. And it's because baseball is my favorite sport. But yeah, Rudy's great. White Men Can't Jump is hilarious. Just because I was 16 when that came out. And I just remember playing on the playground and just all the shit talking that went on. Why I'm such a good trash talker. It's from growing up on the courts, man. You learn how to talk trash, you get embarrassed. You figure it the hell out. So
yeah,
so I was always good at it.
Yeah. I love White Men Can't Jump. Rolly, man, thanks for love. He says, we should have drafted Michael Thomas instead of Sterling Shepard. Another mistake from Jerry Reese, shaking my head. Well, yeah, Michael Thomas.
A lot of people missed Michael Thomas.
And to be fair, he does play with a great offensive mind with Sean Payton. But yes, I'm not here to tell you that, yes, obviously Michael Thomas is a much better wide receiver than Sterling Shepard. He led the league in catches and yards last year. So, yes, that was absolutely a miss. Benjamin, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, something that has always bothered me. KP's profile pic is of LeBron, but his name contradicts that. And his Penguins are out. So that makes me happy. I never got that either, KP. And he's not a Knicks fan, but his profile name says Kristaps Porzingis.
But Kristaps Porzingis is a Mavs.
But he's not a Mavericks fan either. Maybe he's just a Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, I mean, that could be, but he has LeBron as a profile.
I'm confused.
But then again, I mean, Benjamin says he likes the eggplant over the peach. So, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. PTA Sports, man, what is going on?
I just going to say, I do like how Benjamin just tears him up in the Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's always fun to go in there and see them go at it.
Yeah, it's
yeah. By the way, anybody that's not aware, they made a separate Instagram chat with those two. I think 4 people in there, me and Baddog. So it's always fun to go in there and talk to them every once in a while. PTA Sports says, well, if it isn't the Odd Couple. PTA, man, love that guy. We both worked with him. If you guys haven't checked out Pest, go do it. He's awesome. Thank you for being here, Pest, man. Thank you for always showing some love. And Nick Young, he says, hey, guys, been in it. Did you guys see the real New York basketball team made the play? Oh, God, we're going to get some Nets banter now, Baddog. Are we really going to get some Nets banter right now? Are they a real New York team?
The Knicks didn't make the playoffs. They made the playoffs for years.
I didn't say. Last I checked, the Knicks aren't in the playoffs, Nick. There's only one New York team.
I mean, there is only one New York team. I mean, we discussed that already. The Knicks can win 3 straight championships, and nobody would care. In New York, nobody cares.
Yeah. There's only one New York team.
The people in Brooklyn already rooted for the Knicks. They already rooted for the Knicks. This was it. Taking a team from New Jersey, moving to Brooklyn, not good when you have the mecca of basketball in Madison Square Garden. Move them to Maryland or something.
Get them out of here.
Right.
Get them out of here. It's not the right place. It's not the right place for him. It's not the right place.
You ever go to the Barclays Center?
I have. It's not a good arena.
Well, no, but I mean it's like a quarter of the price of Madison Square Garden. So
yeah, you get cheap seats.
We champ for the Knicks. You know, we kill because we stink, but then if we're gonna pay to watch the Knicks stink, pay a quarter of the price to go to the Barclays Center as opposed to Madison Square Garden. And have James Dolan throw you out because you tell them that they stink.
And he'll hear you there because there's nobody there.
Exactly.
Yeah. John, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, what are you guys new? What are you guys new? It's all about the Sandlot. I like too many sports movies. I can't choose one, but maybe Remember the Titans. Everybody always brings up Remember the Titans. That's a great movie. For some reason, it always escapes me as my favorite, but that's definitely my top 10. And the Sandlot's great too. The Sandlot, Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Yeah. Sandlot's pretty good.
Sandlot's pretty. Rookie of the Year is an enjoyable movie too. Little Big League was another. Angels in the Outfield was another baseball movie.
The Outfield is great. It's corny. I love it.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, Danny Glover. Tony Danza.
Tony Danza. Yeah.
Yeah, it cracks me up. But yeah, Eight Men Out is a really good baseball movie too.
That was great. That was an HBO movie, right?
What's that?
That was an HBO movie, right?
Eight Men Out. Yeah, that's based on the Black Sox. That's
yeah. I saw
that movie.
Yeah,
a lot of good actors in that movie too. John Cusack's in that. Michael Rooker's in that. DB Sweeney is in that. God, who else is in that? A lot of good actors in that movie.
HBO also made 61, which you're a Yankee fan.
61's a really good movie. 42 is a really good movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
ones.
A lot of good baseball movies. Ellie Lou, man, thanks for love. He says, a guilty pleasure movie for me, Rookie of the Year. I'm with you. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, too.
Guilty pleasure for me, The Slugger's Wife. Absolutely sucked, but pretty damn.
Slugger's Wife. That's that he did. Was there domestic abuse in this movie?
No, this is the preface of this movie. It came out in '85. It's so stupid. So this guy plays with the Braves, and he stinks.
Right.
I forgot his name. This came out in '85. I probably haven't seen this movie it's in 2020. Probably not in 25 years at least. So he stinks. He's no good, and he meets this woman. And they get together, and all of a sudden he just starts hitting home run after home run after home run after home run. And then he's challenging Maris's record, and they're winning games. And then they break up. And I just remember one scene where they break up, and he's at 52 home runs, and he's like, I'm 10 away, and he starts throwing chairs through the windows of a diner or something. He's like, I want 10 away, I can do without you. And then somehow they don't get back together, but they are amiable with one another. He ends up breaking the record. They end up losing the game for the championship at the end. And then she hands him the ball, and it's just whatever. It's the dumbest movie, but for whatever reason, it's always stuck out of my head. I don't.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, nobody has because it sucked. But look it up on IMDb, on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to look up the Slugger's wife.
Slugger's wife. I don't know any actor in. I just remember the woman. The woman might be Rebecca De Mornay, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's her. It's somebody that resembled her. I don't think it's her. I don't think Rebecca De Mornay was in the Slugger. She could have been. It's a woman that resembles her.
I'm gonna have to give it a look, man. Nathan, man, thanks so much for the love, man.
10 minutes, or you'll be in it 10 minutes, and you go, well, Baddog's right. This sucks.
Yeah, maybe I'll turn it off. Nathan says, good night, New York Giants for life, man. You have a great night, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the love and appreciation. Benjamin says, in the movie Draft Day, by the end of it, the Browns are supposed to be Super Bowl contenders. In reality, they went 0-16. What the hell happened, sports expert? Have you ever seen Draft Day?
I have not seen it.
The most unrealistic movie ever. They trade down like 4 times. They end up with like the best players in the draft. It's entertaining. Kevin Costner, but not the most realistic movie. Roldy, man.
Realistic movie, is he?
What'd you say?
Kevin Costner's like in every sports movie, and none of them realistic. Bull Durham's a pretty good. That's another one.
Bull Durham was good.
He's in that.
Field of Dreams.
Dreams guy. I not me. I don't know.
You don't like Field of Dreams?
League of Their Own is a good movie too. Always.
You don't like Field of Dreams?
I'm not I don't mind it, but I'm not like overwhelmed by it.
Okay. All right.
League of Their Own's a really good. That's a really good.
What was the one where he plays the Tigers pitcher? He throws the perfect game against the Yankees. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh. Costner?
Yeah. It came out maybe 15 years ago. Can't remember the name of it though. But I'm sure somebody in the chat will remember it.
Another baseball movie is The Scout.
I saw The Scout.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about the end of that movie is, so he's throwing a perfect game against the Cardinals, and they talk about how Ozzie Smith, of all people, is on like a home run streak or something. And I'm thinking to myself, number one, you picked the most unrealistic freaking guy to be in a home run streak. Number two, if he's in a home run streak, what the hell is he batting ninth for? That's worse than the Slugger's wife. That one's awful. Brendan Fraser throws 1,000 miles an hour. He's down in Mexico, and he likes doing laundry. What the hell? I watch all of them. It's a better question.
Roldy says, Bad Dog, I had a lot of friends, diehard Giants fans that watch college football that were saying we need to draft Thomas, and they weren't really happy with us drafting Shepard. So talking about what you said about Sterling Shepard and Michael Thomas. I don't watch a lot of college football. I'll be the first to say it. I watch it sparingly. I try to watch as much, especially since I've been on YouTube. I try to watch as much film. I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but I remember that, and take it for what you will. But I remember the Giants were praised for that pick. A lot of people liked that pick when the Giants picked Shepard.
Listen, I'm a big college football guy.
Yeah.
Okay? And I've said before, Sterling Shepard at Oklahoma was pretty much unstoppable. I mean, he could do it. I compared him to Victor Cruz. That's what he was in college. He was inside, outside, take anything to the distance, great hands. He just hasn't panned out with the Giants, and it has not helped that Eli was near the end of his career with a bad offensive line, that he's been hurt, and that now he had a rookie quarterback last year, and he had concussion problems, and the offensive line's bad. But he had some games against Philadelphia his rookie season where he tore them up. And you can see the talent. He hasn't put it together. I'm hoping he does. It's there.
Yeah.
And it's definitely there. There's guys that watch college football more than me, and I certainly don't. I don't watch it. I watch Oklahoma, which is why I love Sterling Shepard. But there's going to be guys that want Michael Thomas. Of course, there's going to be guys that know that. I just thought Sterling Shepard was a really good pick at that time. I did.
I remember a lot of people, not just you, a lot of people like the pick when they made it. Doesn't always work out. I see Royal Money, by the way. I saw Sam Dog. I don't know if he's still here. I saw him right 100 times. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. He said he had 1,000 subscribers today. Go check him out. Royal Money says Corey Coleman was unstoppable in college. Yeah, there's another perfect example. There's a lot of first-round receivers over the course
all the time, guys. Big 12 receivers usually do not pan out in the NFL unless their skill set is extraordinary, like a Dez Bryant. It's just how it goes. They don't, because they play against the worst secondaries in the Power 5. That's why Eagles fans are like, John Ryder, Josh Doxson, Corey Coleman, Sterling Shepard, all great. Nothing in the NFL.
Doxson opted out. He opted out today.
I didn't even know he's still in the NFL.
Yeah, well, he was on the Jets. He was like their 5th receiver. So
that happens, man. They're not good coming out of there.
Yeah. John, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says Moneyball, Moneyball was great. Moneyball, I think it was called, was pretty all right too. And yeah, Angels in the Outfield was awesome. Moneyball, I think, was up for Best Picture. Brad Pitt was awesome in that movie. Yeah, it's definitely if you're a baseball fan, you definitely appreciate Moneyball. And Johnny, man, thanks for love, man. I'm glad that you're doing better. He says, watch the movie Warrior. It was Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte, one of the best sports movies I've ever seen. It's an MMA movie, but more about a movie about brothers and an abusive father. Must watch. I know that movie. I remember when it came out, Johnny. That's a movie I got to watch because I love Tom Hardy. And I will definitely check it out. But I remember it got really good reviews when it came out, but I have not seen it.
I can tell you this. Speaking of Nick Nolte and a great sports movie, Blue Chips, and Shaq will tell you. Blue Chips.
Penny Hardaway was in that. Penny Hardaway was in it too.
Blue Chips. There you go. Shaq Dog can tell you on the Lakers streams how good Blue Chips and Kazam are.
And L.A. Lou, man, thanks for love. He says Rebecca De Mornay and Michael O'Keefe, who was married to
isn't it? Okay.
Bonnie Raitt, were in the Sluggers right for the love of the game with Costner and Vince Scully. For the love of the game, that was it. The Tigers and Yankees, where he throws the perfect game.
So there you go, L.A. Lou. That was why I watched The Slugger's Wife. Rebecca De Mornay, who I loved as a kid. One of my first crushes. I always had a crush. It's funny how as I got older, I shifted to brunettes, but I was always a big blonde guy. So Rebecca De Mornay, I mean, Risky Business, that was kind of when I was like, oh, yeah, she's good. Rebecca De Mornay. Yes.
I love that.
That's why I watched it, because it was Rebecca De Mornay, and I had a crush on it, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. That movie's great, Risky Business.
Yeah, that is a good one. But that's why I watched it. It makes sense. It was a baseball movie that had Rebecca De Mornay in it. So
there you go. It's always about the women. It's always about the women.
So why? The whole reason I watched 90210 was like, I'm like, oh, I watched this. I don't know. Same thing in Melrose Place.
Baywatch, Pamela Anderson can't.
I was never a Baywatch guy. I never.
Was that after your time?
No, I mean, it was middle 90s to 2000.
Yeah.
I was just not home because of my age at that point. Now, my wife loves Baywatch. Like she binged that, when we were working at home, she binged it. And I remember, I'd be watching it and I'm just sitting there going, this is the corniest freaking show ever. And I'm like, why do these people keep disappearing season after season? You don't get any explanation why they disappear. I like Nicole Eggert. I always liked her from Charles in Charge. I liked her. I was never a big Pam Anderson guy. I just never told you I was more into brunettes by that point. I did like Alexandra Paul. She was in Christine. I thought she was really good in Christine. Those are the only ones I remember. I don't know.
I only remember Pamela Anderson, but there
was one couple with a girl that had eyebrows as thick as mine. I remember her, and the guy's name was David something. Well, it wasn't even him. There was just a couple in there, and they were just cringeworthy. The couple was cringe, and I'm like, I can't watch these two together. It's just, it's awful. That's a terrible show. Women in bathing suits, it don't matter. Watch, you just turn the volume down. Watch in slow motion.
Let's see what we got here. I'm trying. I saw a question. MVP predictions. I've got Kyler. That's your boy. Are you in agreement with that? Are you willing to?
Dark horse MVP. Yeah, definitely a dark horse. I don't have him as an MVP. I don't think the Cardinals will be good enough for him to win MVP, just because they're in a really tough division. I do think they'll be a lot better, but I can't see them winning 12 games. You know what I mean? I think that it's going to be between Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and
Lamar Jackson.
I just think those are Russell Wilson just because he's God, and the other two, you got the best teams in football.
Yeah, I agree. I can't see for the simple reason I don't think the Cardinals are going to the playoffs, and I think you got to go to the playoffs to win the MVP. I think Murray will put up pretty good stats. I don't think he's winning the MVP. But yeah, a lot of people are very high on him. I'm not.
Yeah.
What is that?
If they win the division, he could.
If they win the division, sure. Yeah, if they beat out the 49ers and the Seahawks, absolutely he'd have a chance to win the MVP.
That's a tough division.
Yeah, I'm just not 100% sold on Murray yet. I don't like that offensive line we'll see. They added a nice wide receiver. I think he'll put up stats. I just don't think they're going to win more than 7 games, maybe 8. They play in a really tough division, so I don't see that. As far as my pick, I'm going Pat Mahomes. I'm going chalk. I think Mahomes is going to have a fantastic year with Andy Reid. I think he just gets even better. I'm going with Mahomes. Yeah.
Oh, God, if only Jerry Reese just told McAdoo, yep, make the trade and take him.
Yeah. Wilson is due for an MVP. I see a bunch of people typing Wilson. Yeah, Wilson's great. I mean,
I love Deshaun Watson, too, but if Deshaun Watson ever leaves Houston, he'll win a bunch of MVPs.
Yeah.
He's good. He's just on an awful – God, that team is bad.
They don't know how to build a team.
They know how to take apart a team, though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Great Rude. I've seen him ask it twice. He said, did you guys talk about Darius Geis? We did. Domestic abuse. I mean, not much to talk about there. I expect him to be cut. And it's
He
been,
was, I think.
Oh, he was official.
Yep, I think
yeah, so it's been a theme in the NFC East. I mean, it's been problems in this division throughout the entire offseason. Do I think it's going to affect the Redskins much? No. I mean, he was a guy that maybe had some hopes for, but
the Redskins again.
Yeah. Yeah,
how many times are you going to call the Redskins?
The football team? The football team.
It's like me calling the San Diego Chargers a million times last year.
But yeah, I just I don't think it's a huge hit just because he didn't produce it all last year anyway. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure that they were depending on him a bit, but the guy had injury problems to begin with.
Geis, and it's kind of like DeAndre Baker, I guess. Although I didn't know about DeAndre Baker's problems. But Geis had a lot of problems off the field, which is why he slipped down as far as he did because his talent was crazy, right? So I thought the Redskins stole him, and they took a chance. And he tore his ACL, which obviously doesn't help. And then obviously now the problems reared their ugly head again. But he was another one. He was another one that had red flags, and his draft stock really fell. And I thought the Skins did a good job picking him up where they did. I forget exactly where they got him, but it was real. He was a first-round pick projection. He fell way out of there. So they took a chance they missed. I can't say that was a terrible pick. I can't, but it is what it is. Just like Baker, I guess this stuff just doesn't go away. And I think sometimes it makes it worse. I mean, they don't have any money, and they do this. All of a sudden, you get, hey, look at this, $10 million. I got a God complex. I can get away with anything.
That's what I think it was. I think it was a young guy who, like you said, had a God complex. How much does Rousseau sitting out hurt his draft stock? Nick Young asked. And I did a video on this. I want to get your opinion on this. I don't think we're going to have a college football season. I really don't. So I don't think it's going to hurt his draft stock, if that answers your question. I really don't think we're going to have a college football season. And if we do, I think it'll be very limited. I don't think it'll be a traditional college football season. So I really don't think it's going to hurt his draft stock much.
If they have a college football season, I think it'll just be conferences playing against one another.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of players sit out. A lot of players.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the same – obviously, you're trying to impress for the NFL, but I don't know. You don't have the same financial – if you're a great player like that, you're still going to get drafted. And it's completely understandable why you would sit out a season. Maybe it hurts the draft stock a little bit, but I don't know if we're going to have college football. They don't have the same financial they're not gaining anything from playing other than a free education, but they're still probably going to get that. It's completely understandable that you're sitting out during a pandemic. So I don't think it's going to hurt the draft stock much, but I do think if there is not a college football season, in a weird way, I think it benefits the Giants because of all the former college coaches that they have on their staff. I think they'd be better equipped to know the talent coming out of college if there wasn't a traditional offseason where you'd have scouts going to the games, where you'd have game tape for that full year. These coaches coached against these players. They recruited these players. I think in a way the Giants would have an advantage over a lot of the teams in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I think if college plays, they'll play within their own conference, and that'll be it. Like the SEC West will play the SEC West, and maybe a couple games against the SEC, and that's it. You're not going to – the SEC East will play the SEC East. I don't think you're going to get any out-of-conference stuff where they're traveling. I think it's just going to be those little sections. Pac-12 is talking about not playing at all. I know the Ivy League universities, I don't think they're playing at all. So it's going to be a very, very strange college season if they have one of them. So
we'll see. I think it's going to be hard to get them to push through. And me, man, thanks for love. He says, no Friday Night Lights. Crazy. I like Friday Night Lights. That's definitely up there for me. It's a very good football movie. I don't know if Bad Dog's seen that one. But Yeah, it's definitely good. They made a show. I never saw the show, but the movie's really good.
Program's another one that's not a bad movie.
Oh, the program. Yeah, the program's good. Yeah, I've seen the program. It's good. Benjamin says Houston deserves the absolute worst. It all started with the cheaters. I hate all the teams in that city. They all deserve to suck. Bill O'Brien is MVP for everything he's done for the Texans.
Yeah, he definitely is, Benjamin. Definitely.
They traded away the entire – yeah, it's been a horrible offseason for the Houston Texans. There's no denying it. But Benjamin, man, thanks for love. And Johnny says, I have carpal tunnel syndrome in my right forearm because of Pamela Anderson. I regret nothing.
Yeah, you're not alone, Johnny. I'm sure there's many guys that have that ailment because of her. She just wasn't mine. Stratus, I mean, that. Yeah.
A lot of people had problems with their arms due to Pamela Anderson that were, in the 13 to 17 year age group when that movie came out.
Yeah.
When that show came out, rather.
Stratus was a good one. She was I don't know. I was never a Pam Anderson guy. I don't know. Alyssa Milano was I loved her. For years, decades, I loved Alyssa Milano.
Yeah. Oh, Alyssa Milano's a sweetheart.
Yeah. In Fear, oh my God. I don't know if there's a hot woman on the face of the planet that she was in the movie Fear with Mark Wahlberg. Wow.
I see. I want to just say hello to Mord Reyes. So I saw him in the chat. I want to make sure I said hello to him. And I know the Mets lost Kristaps. You don't need to rub it in. Probably not calling the game.
Lost too. What the hell's
Yeah. Sean Grimes says Giants secondary is great if healthy. I love your optimism, Sean. I don't think it's great if healthy, but I hope you're right. Cornerback 1 equals Bradbury. Cornerback 2 equals Love. Cornerback 3 equals Holmes. Strong safety Peppers. Free safety McKinney, I think you meant. When was it better than that? Well, first off, we don't know how Love would play on the outside. He's never played it at the NFL level. I think we all have very high hopes for Darnay Holmes, but he's still a rookie. And so is McKinney. I like McKinney, but they're rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna expect bumps in the road. I do think we have a bright future in the secondary, but I'm still not sold on the second cornerback position.
That's a lot of inexperience.
Yeah, exactly. I think because of the youth, I think you're gonna have some struggles. I think that's par for the course. I think we expect that going in.
Yeah. Dire Giants fan, as always, thanks for dropping my link, my man. I appreciate it. Benjamin, my 24-hour stream is next Saturday, not tomorrow. Just
next set. Okay, so 8 days.
I might have to have you come on there. I gotta start lining the guests up for that. That's gonna be. Those are always tough, man.
Oh yeah,
I got no DWG to come to the house this time. So
how long is he gonna be there?
Oh, he's not because the COVID thing.
Oh, right.
I might be able to get him on Skype maybe.
Yeah, that's always a challenge.
Uncle Lou, I have to reach out to him.
Yeah, I'll pop on there for an hour or so. Let's see what we got here. Big Ben is gonna get embarrassed. You talking about Ben Roethlisberger? Oh, you talking about when we play the Steelers week 1? Wait, Chris, did you know that Jesse Armstead played on the opposing team on Friday? I did not know that. Great Wuda. I did not know that Jesse Armstead was in Friday Night Lights.
That's what I said. I didn't see that, Benjamin. I'm sorry. I just saw Saturday.
Yeah, no, I did not know that. That's a good fact there. And Zahid, man, thanks for love. He says, if you guys could pick one sport in New York and then change teams as a fan to the other New York team, what would it be?
Chris, that's easy for him.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I love the Mets. I'll never change from the Mets. I'm a diehard Met fan. I'm going to root for them till the end. But yeah, my life would be a lot easier if I was a New York Yankees fan. So yes, if I had to pick, I'm not switching from the Knicks. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Nets fans. I honestly don't view the Nets as a real New York team. So if I was going to make a switch, it would be the Yankees, but it's not going to happen.
I'm not making a switch. I mean, I root for the best teams in New York. The Yankees own the Mets. The Giants own the Jets. And hell, I mean, the Islanders won, a bunch of championships in the early 80s, but I've actually seen the Rangers win a cup. I've never seen the Islanders win a cup. I mean, so Islanders haven't won a cup since 83. At least I saw the Rangers win. So no, I'm not changing anything. I don't want to go downward. My team's already stinking up. I don't want to get rid of my Yankees. I would just, no offense to the Mets. The Mets have won one championship in my lifetime too.
Yeah.
The Mets haven't won any in my lifetime. The Knicks haven't won any in my lifetime. God, that combination. Mets, Jets, Knicks.
Thank God I'm at least a Giants fan. At least I got 2 championships there. If I was a Jets fan, I'd have no happiness in my sports viewing life. So
that's Jets, Knicks. That's a stocked bar and a full medicine cabinet.
Let's see what we got here. My bad. I said if that secondary comes out bad week 1, we're screwed against the Steelers. The thing I'm worried about more than anything against the Steelers is our offensive line. Week 1, I think we're going to get tested. You've got 2 really good pass rushers on that team with Watt and Dupree. I think we're going to have to run the football. They had one. I think they had the best, if not the best, top 2 or 3 pass defenses in football last year. Watt's very good in coverage as well. I'm more worried about the offensive line in that game than anything else. The offensive line holding up, even though I'm excited about it. It's a young offensive line. We still have weaknesses on that offensive line. So that, to me, is going to be the key to that game, being able to run the football against that team, because I don't think you could ask Jones to drop back 35, 40 times, make 40 passing attempts to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to have to run, and it's going to rely on the offensive line.
Zuhaib says, nah, but gun to your head, you got to switch, bad dog. Gun to my head, shoot me. I'm not switching. No, if I had to switch, I would go to the Mets. I don't have a problem with the Mets. Like I said, I rooted for the Mets in the World Series in 2015. I would definitely take the Mets. The Mets, I got, like I said, no problem with them. I loved the Mets teams when I was going were very good. I loved, Strawberry and Gooden. They were so much fun to watch. Keith Hernandez, David Cohn was a great pitcher. They were a really good team. I loved Strawberry. Strawberry was an amazing player. I liked David Wright. I have a Jose Reyes jersey. I loved Jose Reyes. I loved DeGrom. Like, the Mets have had a lot of players that I really like. The Jets really have never had a player that I like. I can't think of a Jet that I ever.
I like Curtis Martin.
Nah, but he was a Patriot to me. Like, I'm like, maybe Kenny O'Brien. Like, I guess I kind of liked Ken O'Brien. I kind of liked Al Toon. I kind of liked Freeman McNeil. But kind of. I never really liked them. Like, I was never like, oh, I got to get a jersey of the Jets. I was like, I got to get a Reyes jersey because I love Reyes. It would have to be the Mets. I'd have to change the Mets. But definitely not the Jets. Definitely not, like you said. The Nets are they're not a New York team to me. And again, that's no disrespect, but they came from New Jersey, and there's one New York team for basketball. It's the Knicks.
Yeah, it's the Knicks. Simon, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, hey, guys, do you think Sam Beal missed his one chance? Yes. I don't even know if it was a chance. Who knows if he would have won the battle, but he had an opportunity to compete and win that outside cornerback spot. And the fact that he's sitting out a year, I think he's in trouble in terms of the future, in terms of him being a starter, at least with the New York Giants. He risked the, Julian Love. If Julian Love steps in and plays really well, or the Giants go out and draft a quarter next year, which I think they very well might, whether it's in the first, second, or third round. So I do think that Sam Beal missed his opportunity. It was a slim chance to begin with. I don't know if he was going to start. He's probably going to be depth for us, but he had an opportunity to start, and I think he threw it out the window. Now, I'm not going to kill the guy for it. I completely understand why somebody would be concerned with what's going on, but he had an opportunity, and, he didn't take advantage of it.
So I'm watching the hockey game. It's 3-3 in overtime. So
who's playing? Who you got?
Columbus Blue Jackets and the Leafs. The Leafs are down 3-1 with like 2 minutes to go, and it came back to tie. Of course, the Leafs blew a 3-goal lead the other night and lost. And I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about a guy up north who's a big Leafs fan. I'm wondering how he's doing.
Oh, hot take hockey?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's surviving. Because I know one thing I've been, because I've been hanging out, in his streams a lot, and it's just funny. And then I found because he did a raid on Isles Girl. She's an Islanders fan, so I've been watching their streams because I love watching people stream their teams in the playoffs. Because you and I know you just really lose your mind in the playoffs.
Yeah. So
it's just fun to watch them just live and die. You can't breathe. Like, I know what that feels like. So it's fun to watch other people living and dying with, especially hockey, because there's the puck's on the front. You shoot the puck. It's like, where's the puck? It's all over the place. So,
Hockey, playoff hockey's great.
I've been doing because it started. Well, these are like playing games for the playoffs.
But they're series. It's best 3 out of 5.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I've been watching these because they started noon. I've been watching them all day. I get out of work, I just watch hockey all day, unless I'm streaming the Yankees or Lakers. That's really it.
Yeah. Synagogue of Steak, I appreciate it. More likely, Chris, a YAI can. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means? Is that an abbreviation for something?
Chris, a YA. I think what happened was I think that auto corrected something on him.
Okay.
Because that's stupid.
Well, here's what I will say, because the last part's not auto-corrected. He said Kid Blue's 6 foot tall.
The first one.
Kid Blue will never be 6 foot tall, so whatever you meant at the beginning, that is more likely, because we met Kid Blue. Kid Blue says he's 5 feet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's even 5 feet tall. So I will go with the first part.
Still classic.
Yeah. I think Kid Blue maybe 4'11", 4'10", maybe he's 5 foot.
5 foot and a half. He's not a tall person. We'll just say that.
Yeah, but he's got a big heart.
But he's not very tall.
Yeah, but he's a great guy. Zuhaib says, "Do you guys ever have random subscribers on the channel?" Yeah, I was doing that for a while, Zuhaib. I did a subscriber stream for about a month, once a week. I slowed it down just because I didn't want it to get too redundant. There wasn't a lot to talk about with the Giants. I'm going to renew that once the season starts, probably maybe a week before the season. So yeah, I do that. And Baddog's done stuff like that too.
It's not usually random. For me, it's what I do, and it is during the 24-hour stream. Like I take Skype calls from random subscribers. That's usually what I do at that point. But yeah, I haven't done that. I've done roundtables with Giants fans whose channels are a little smaller that I think are really good. You know, like we've been trying to get OGR Sports to 1,000 subscribers for a while. He deserves it. He's a great video maker. You know, PTA Sports, same thing. Giants Alliance, I think, does a phenomenal job. I think Giants Alliance is very intelligent. He knows his football, and I definitely think he deserves more subscribers. I'm trying to think of who else I've had on there. You know, I had Cop on there because that was just a lot of fun. I have a Cop on there. I had the Sports Reaction on there. Yeah, I've done that with a few. I'm working on another one. I don't know when I'm going to do it because with the Lakers and Yankees, it's almost impossible for me to have any time. But there's two people I've kind of hooked up. I want the Hub on there, which I've worked with the Hub before.
Yeah.
Lauren, she got sports, is going to do it. I thought that'd be really cool. A lot of people asked to have her on the channel. I talked to her. She said she'd be down. So I'm kind of looking for a third person to do it. I haven't decided yet, but I don't know when I'm going to resume that. Same thing with the NFC East thing. Like I loved doing those.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of fun. Getting to work with, Vox Lombardi and Law Nation and Louis T and Speech Course, people I've never worked with. I've worked with Brunson and Philly 500, but to be able to work with two big Cowboys video makers and two big Skins video makers that I've never worked with, that was a lot of fun. So I definitely want to do that again. Like Chris says, probably football season we'll resume that stuff.
Yeah, it's tough right now between baseball and I'm going to be doing the NBA playoffs. You're already doing the NBA, so it's kind of a full slate right now. And I still try to go live, do the Giants whenever I can. So right now we're kind of booked, and there's not a lot to talk about. You kind of want to save that for when you have a lot to talk about, which is when the season gets close. I saw Sean Grimes say, "Have me back on." I'll definitely have you back on. You did a great job when you came on my channel. And yeah, like Bad Dog said, I've worked with several Giants video makers, pretty much every person he said there. And I'm planning on having an NFC podcast this year if we have a season, which I think we're going to. So I'll probably have that up and running in 2 weeks or so. I'll probably start that up. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot on the channel this year with other video makers and subscribers on the channel, and just kind of wait until it gets more relevant when we actually have real stuff to talk about. They haven't even put the pads on yet.
Right. But the time with me was there was nothing going on. And we pretty much had the draft not too long ago. And I just wanted to kind of get their opinion so I could do that. But again, I don't want it to get redundant. I have everybody asking me to get EDP on my channel. And I have to tell them, listen, man, EDP's got over 2 million. So EDP's not going to mess around with me. EDP's not going to be like, yeah, Bad Dog, I'll come on your channel. That's not going to happen. So I know everybody wants EDP. I would love to work with EDP. EDP cracks me the hell up. But that's probably not going to happen. So.
Yeah, he's got 2 million subs. I mean,
about me. No.
Yeah. Royal asked a good question. He says, "Can we talk about getting Barkley the ball in the passing game?" Yeah, we've talked about that a bit in the past. I think Bad Dog is he's kind of against that, right? You don't want to see Barkley get a lot of play in the passing game like he did in his rookie year, right? You kind of more to the run.
I think like 50 catches is good, but I'd rather see him get the ball in his hands and run the ball. I think that way because we don't have the problem with the Giants and screen passes is this. You need an athletic line. You need guards that can pull. We don't have that. We don't know if we have that with Andrew Thomas and with Matt Parrott and with Shannon. We really don't know what we have there, but we did not have these guys that could pull out there and block. That's why the Giants you look at their screen passes, they're never executed properly. You go back to the days we had Tiki.
We were the best. We were the best at it when we had Tiki.
They were so good at it.
Yeah.
I just think Barkley's better suited. I think this is a better run blocking line than a screen blocking line. So that's why I'm more like, you know what? Now, if you want to send Barkley out on some in routes or on a wheel route, which would be great. You know, I've talked about lining Evan Ingram up in the backfield as well and having a couple wheel routes where you're kind of confusing the defense. Where if you want to put Barkley out there, get him on a wheel route against a linebacker where he's running down the field like they did against Tampa, and he kind of missed a throw or they didn't connect it. I forgot what happened. He was wide open. They just didn't connect it. That I'm all for. But the check down and the dump off Sam, I'd like to stay away from that.
I'm with you. I want to see I want to see around what you said, around 50 catches. I want to see when they do throw it to him, I want them to try to make it count. I want to see them use Barkley more in the deep passing game. I remember his first year, Beckham, I think, hit him on 2 long touchdown passes, right? With the trick plays. I think he threw it to Barkley, if I'm not mistaken.
Both to him, but yes, he did.
Maybe it was 1 to him. But I want to see Barkley use maybe more down the field. I do want to see him out in space. I do want to see screen passes here and there, but I don't want to see 90 catches.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. Nick the Wick, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, we need Giants Alliance back on both channels. Giants Alliance is a great guy. I've worked with him a few times. He's been on Bad Dogs. He's a great guy. Member, I think, of both of our channels. Big supporter of both of ours. And yeah, he does a great job writing too. He's a writer for G-Man HQ. So I was excited to have him on my channel for the first time before he was on YouTube. During the draft, he knows a lot. He's a really knowledgeable guy.
EDP wouldn't get me demonetized because I would just not. So what are the number one? They don't really demonetize you anymore. What happens is they pick different ads for swearing. You still can get the traffic in there. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It wouldn't matter to me if I got demonetized via the EDP. And I can tell you this right now. EDP has been on other channels. He worked with the Bitter Birds a bunch of times. I don't know if he's ever worked with Philly 500. I haven't seen them together, but I've seen him do the post game with the Bitter Birds a bunch, and he totally different on somebody else's channel. Like EDP is how he is on his channel. He's totally different outside of his channel. He's very respectful of other people's channels. He's always been like that. And if you talk to him outside, he's just a much different person. He used to come in when I started streaming, and I had 9 people, 12 people. He would come into streams. Not on here. I didn't know how to do that, but he'd be in the chat and he rarely swore.
No.
So he's very respectful of other people's channels. He will do what he wants to on his own channel. It's his channel. He don't give a damn. He'll let you know that. But he's not like that on other people's channels. Not that I've seen that.
No. Well, you should go live with Juan Gotti. I don't know Juan Gotti that well. He was in my stream the other day. I'm assuming he's a Redskin guy because he was a Nationals fan. But yeah, maybe I would work with him. He was in my stream the whole time.
He's going to win MVP.
What is that? He says Haskins going to win the MVP. Oh, that might be a dirty stream if I went live with him. But he seems like a cool guy. He was in my stream talking to me the whole time.
No, he's a good guy. Yeah, I've talked to Juan Gotti. He's a good guy.
And we got time, man. Thanks for love. He says, love seeing you guys on a Friday night. My Pelicans, and by the way, thank you for being here. And we got time. He says, my Pelicans won't make the playoffs. Zion is fat, and I think we win week 1, even if Claypool goes off. I'll take Zion. I don't care if he's fat. Zion's a beast.
You guys are going to get the play-in, right?
I don't know. I have no idea what the Pelicans.
They were tied with. Oh God, who are they tied with? They're fighting the 8th and 9th spot. And the 8 and 9 teams are having a play-in. If the 9th team is within 4 games, they have a play-in to get the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Because the 9th seed has to win twice, the 8th seed has to win once. And that's how they move on.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. And I've seen Trish ask this 100 times. Would you work with Ron Effect? I'd work with anybody if they want to work. If they want to work with me, I'm always open to working with any Giants video maker. Yes, I would work. I'd work with any Giants video maker as long as they're not disrespectful to me. I would work with them. Bad Dog is another story.
No, I wouldn't work with them. No.
Yeah, I know the reasoning. I don't think I would do it every week, but I'd go on his channel.
He's disrespectful to the entire Giants community, and I don't like him. So no, never.
Yeah.
Never have. He's nope, not me.
Not you, man. I gotta have Bangle back? I'd have Bangle back on if you wanted to come on. Danny, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, entertaining. You should get nothing but Knicks on the channel closer to the NBA draft. Giants need to run some RPO and swing passes. Yeah, I gotta talk to Sim. I haven't talked to Sim in a while. I've just been so busy. His channel's doing great. Nothing but Knicks is awesome. So is Knicks Fan TV, two of the best channels on YouTube when it comes to New York sports. And yeah,
Knicks Fan TV does a phenomenal.
They're both those channels are great.
They are, but
yeah.
The interviews that Knicks Fan TV has in there.
He's getting Charles Oakley. He had some big guys on there.
Chris Childs on there. He had X-Man on it. That was one of my favorite streams I ever watched when they had X-Man on there. That was a really good stream. They had Rasheed Wallace on there.
Yeah, I saw that Rasheed Wallace. Yeah.
Oh, they do a good job. Both of them.
Knicks Fan TV is a great channel too. Actually he's talked to me too. I gotta get in contact with those guys. Maybe do a New York sports thing where they come on. We talk Giants and Knicks, but yeah, I love both those channels. Both those guys are great. We will win 2 or 3 games just off our special teams play. Watch. I think we're gonna have one of the best special teams units in the league. We had one of the best special teams units last year. Now you got Joe Judge, and that's a good point you bring up. Now the kicker I worry about. The kicker's a big issue right now. Rosa struggled last year. They bring in Canacero, or however you pronounce his name. He's not much to write home about. But in terms of punt coverage, I think we'll be one of the best in the league. I do think that.
Yep.
But the kicker, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Do you guys think this would be the best time to remove the Cowboys from the division for the pandemic? What team would you like in the division instead? If so, it's not a bad suggestion, Fabian. I do think they need to think outside the box. It's too late now. The schedule's been set. They're playing the season in a month as of now. It's not going to happen. But if the NFL was smart and forward thinking, it might have been a good idea to keep the teams that were in the same geographical location playing each other. The Giants play the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets, the football team, the teams that are close to the Eagles, teams that are close to us geographically. It wouldn't have been a horrible idea. It's not going to happen, though.
Yeah, they had that last year. Those are the teams they played: the Bills, the Jets, the Patriots, and they're all right there. They played the AFC East, but I mean, maybe for 1 year, but again, I don't really know. I could never see the Cowboys moving out of this division, man. It's just no way.
Not permanently. No. Just for this year, I said maybe it could have made sense with the with the pandemic to keep everybody close, but not Cowboys will always be in the division. It's too
put in there.
Maybe the Panthers.
I guess.
Maybe you put the Cowboys in the South. They're close to Louisiana.
That would be the Panthers be the closest one because we play the Bengals and the Browns. We play the Steelers. We're already playing them. I guess it would have to be. I mean, if you were going to do that, whoever finished third in the AFC East, I guess that's what you would replace now, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something interesting to think about. Benjamin, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says 24-hour stream soon, Chris. Do it for your loyal subs. Well, first off, Baddog's doing one for you guys in a week. If I were to ever do one, it would not be until the conclusion of the football season. That's when I would think about doing it. And I've talked about when I would ever entertain that. If I'm ever going to do a 24-hour stream, and I don't think I will, but if I'm ever even going to do a 12-hour stream, it would be during March Madness, opening week, the first slate of games, because that's like 12 hours in itself. And I sit down in front of the TV when I can and watch all those games anyway. So if I was ever going to do a 24-hour stream, and I wouldn't do intense play-by-play, I'd hang out with you guys, talk about the game as it's going on. But if I was ever going to do even a 12-hour stream, that's when I would do it. I wouldn't just do a 24-hour stream. Bad Dog's a maniac.
I can tell you right now, those are not easy. Those are not easy to do.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing. It's not even the staying up for 24 hours. It is the talking. And I can talk.
Yeah.
That's hard. You get to that point, like I said, I do them 9 to 9. I do them 9 in the morning to 9 in the morning. You get to about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning to 7. It just starts to drag. And luckily for me, I have a lot of maniacs. Afghanistan, L.A. Lou, diehard Giants fan.
Bobby Woodruff.
There's another one I'm missing. That were there the entire 24 hours. The whole 24 hours. Punkham's there most of the time. I'm lucky that I have that. Like, I remember BVD came on the channel at like 2 a.m. I mean, it helped me out huge. BVD was on the channel from like 2 to 4:30. Like, I had somebody to talk to, which helps.
Of course.
That's tough. That's a tough thing to do. And this is my third one.
Yeah, I maybe one day, but Angel says, hey, Chris Baddog, which Giants wide receiver do you think will be very important for this year? I mean, I think all of them are going to be important. I think Shepard's a good one. Baddog brings him up all the time. I think the maturation of Shepard could be a huge key this season if he could remain healthy, but I just think all of them have to stay healthy. We don't have any depth at that position. I think Slayton's obviously important. He fits the scheme very well. He's got good chemistry with Jones. Tate's a very underrated slot receiver. I still think he's one of the better slot receivers in the league. And Shepard's a great receiver. He's got to remain healthy, and Ingram as well. I think it's health for all of them. I don't think there's one individual wide receiver that's really more important than the others. I just think as a group, because they don't have an Odell Beckham on this team, they've got a bunch of pretty good wide receivers. I think as a unit, it's an average unit when they're healthy, but they have to stay healthy. So overall, I just think they need health. I don't think there's one that stands out above the rest.
Yeah, I agree. It's Shepard for me. I think Slayton is going to be our number one receiver, but I think that he needs that compliment, and I think Shepard has to be that guy. The Leafs came back. The Blue Jackets were up 3-0 with 4 minutes to go in the third period, and the Maple Leafs came back to win in overtime. That is insane.
Wow. Darren, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, hi, I will be rooting on your Giants. Darren's the man, always in your streams too as well, and he's always in my baseball streams, and I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow or the day after, but the next Mets stream I do, I'm sure he'll be there. Always shows me a lot of support in those streams, and Darren's the man, so I appreciate that, and thank you for being a Giants fan.
Some money on the game, likes to make him interesting.
Yes, he does. I don't blame him. That's a lot of people. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? He says, hey, guys, just want to thank you guys so much. You're both awesome and very much appreciate you both, and you're extremely underrated like the 07 Giants. Kyle, you're the man. Kyle's an amazing supporter. He's always in my streams. He always shows love, and thank you. You're underrated like the 07 Giants. What are you talking about, Kyle? Thanks for being here, my man. Let's see what we got here. We're going to end this soon, by the way. We started a little later tonight. We started at 9:30. We usually go 2 hours, so we'll go another 10 minutes, guys, and then we're going to call it a night, but thank you to everybody for being here once again. Like I said, we're going to get this show up and running every week. We'll be live on Bad Dogs next week. We'll have a lot more to talk about. I think you're going to start to see the pads about to come on. I don't know if they'll be on yet. The following week, we'll have a ton to talk about. That's when you'll start getting the reports and everything else. So we're starting to get back into the swing of things with football. And, we might have to move around the days here and there because I know you got the Lakers. I don't know if they play Friday next week, but
they don't.
We'll figure it out. They don't. Okay. So, yeah, but we'll figure it out week by week during the playoffs. But we'll be sure to get this up once a week for you guys going forward. I'm not an Knicks fan, but they own the – oh, yeah, they do, Mikey. Jarvis Juice, man, I saw you popping earlier. I wanted to shout you out. You're awesome too, man. Always in my streams, always in my videos. Says, Washington football team released Darius Geis. Would you be down to give him a shot? It's not going to happen.
We got enough of those guys on our team, man. Yeah. We had enough problems with guys getting in trouble.
Yeah, it's not, especially in this offseason with all the trouble the Giants have had. Somebody will probably give him a shot. I mean, he's a early second-round pick, right? He's a talented player. Somebody's going to give him a shot probably, but I don't think it'll be the Giants. I'd have to think, around the league where he could make sense, but not with the Giants. Shahid, man, thanks for love. He says, is Baddog worried about how his Lakers are playing? Well, first off, he's a Knicks fan. Let's get that straight.
Number one, they're not my Lakers. I'm not a Laker fan.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah.
But, they're not playing good. I mean, they are 2-3 since they've come back from the bubble, and LeBron James has looked very bad. They have shot incredibly poorly from the outside the arc. I think they are 6 out of the last 53 from downtown. They're inconsistent at the line, and they have no cohesiveness. They miss Avery Bradley really badly. The perimeter defense is suspect. They got a lot of issues that they got to figure out this week if they're going to make a serious run at this thing. But they're not my Lakers. But you would think they are. I mean, I do stream every game. Then again, Joe Buck is a Cardinals guy, and how many Yankee games does he stream? That's just part of the business.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you my take on the Lakers too. And Christian Jones asked me how much money would I have to pay to get you to do a Celtics stream. I'm probably gonna do a Celtics stream, Christian. You're not gonna have to pay me anything. I'm gonna do the NBA playoffs, so I'm not going to do it every night, but I'm going to, I'll probably do double headers 2 or 3 times a week during the NBA playoffs. So in the first round, I'll probably, 2 nights a week. I'll do, the earlier game and a later game twice a week. That's probably what I'll do. I'm sure I'll do a Celtics game, so you won't have to pay me. As far as the Lakers go, I think the Lakers right now, Bad Dog, that's why I can't get into the NBA right now. I was talking about this with, whose stream was I on? I was on with the Hub, I think. I can't get into the NBA right now because right now the games, it's like almost an exhibition. These players are just kind of getting revamped. They're getting their legs under them. The Lakers, they're a veteran team. They know they're going to be one of the top seeds. First, second seed.
They've already.
Yeah, they're the first seed. It doesn't matter. Even if they drop to the second seed, which they won't, it doesn't matter. Yeah, even if they could, it wouldn't matter. There's no home court advantage, right? So you're going to end up playing the Clippers whether you're the 1 or 2 anyway.
This is who they would play in the first round.
Yeah. You play the Mavericks instead of the 8th seed.
Better. It does. To me, they don't. Yeah, I think they're ready for the playoffs.
They're on cruise control. I don't buy. I'm not worried if I'm a Lakers fan.
Seeing this as Giants fans, man, you could be the best team all year, and then you let up and you try to get it back, and yet there's a team surging like the Portland Trailblazers, and all of a sudden you find yourself, oh shit, what did we just do to ourselves? And sometimes you can't just turn it on and get it back. So they have to get it together. They're missing they don't have a point guard. They're missing that. LeBron is not a point guard. He runs the point, but he's not. That A.B. Bradley, they missed him. Rajon Rondo, they're missing him. Now, Quinn Cook really isn't the guy that you want running the point. So they really don't have that. Danny Green's been bad. I know L.A. Lou's always like, keep shooting Danny. L.A. loves Danny Green, but they don't. I worry about that more than anything. They don't have a pure point guard in that team. So we'll see. J.R. Smith ain't going to run the point.
No.
Deion Waiter's done a pretty good job.
LeBron's going to be the point. I would think. I don't watch every Laker game, but I would assume LeBron's going to be the point.
I mean, he's a point forward, but I think that running the point can take a lot of energy away from you, especially when you're as old as LeBron. He's been in the league for 17, 18 years now. It used to bother me about Carmelo when he was with the Knicks, that Carmelo would run the point, and it would seem like it would drain his energy and have no legs at the end of the game.
Yeah. Carmelo never had any business running the point.
No, but he just wanted to, he would take the ball and he would just dribble it for 23 seconds and then jack up. That was Melo's game.
Yeah. Big Bang, man. Hopefully you're still here, man. Thanks, Philip, man. I appreciate it, man. Great supporter of mine, a member of my channel. I appreciate it. He says, later, fellas. Big Bang, man. You have a great night, man. Thank you for being here. We're going to wrap this up in 5 minutes, but yeah, man, have a great night, man. But I'm excited for playoff basketball. Like I was saying, I can't get into these last 8 games. I'm kind of like on whatever. I'll tune in when it matters. But I'm excited for playoff basketball. It's definitely going to be entertaining. I'm excited for playoff hockey, too, even though I'm not a hockey guy. I'll be rooting on the Islanders. It's a New York team. I'll definitely be rooting for them. But, yeah, I'm excited to call those basketball games. That was a lot of fun last year during the playoffs, and I'm excited for playoff basketball. There's no doubt about it. Let's see what we got here. And by the way, you can
always appreciate you putting my link in there, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's the man.
Yeah, there it is. Go subscribe to Baddog right there. Dara just posted it. Thank you, guys. Okay, how about the Yankees? What about the Yankees? Yankees are fine. I wouldn't be worried if I was a Yankees fan.
They're 9-4. I'm not too concerned. I would like to see. They should have won tonight, but whatever. Mike Togger made a base running gaff, and I knew the game was over once that happened. Can't get thrown out at third. Can't make the first out at third base. Not in the 8th inning in a scoreless game. Can't do it. I said that their opportunity, and it's over, and it was.
Yeah, Yankees will be fine. I'm a Met fan, but I'll tell you right now, Yankees are going to be fine. Yankees, I'm not saying you're going to win a World Series. You might not. You don't know with the expanded playoffs. Yankees will be in the playoffs. They'll be a tough out when it gets to the playoffs. I can't guarantee anything after that, but you're going to the playoffs. I wouldn't worry about that. You're a Mets fan. You would say that. No, I'm not trying to jinx the Yankees. That's my honest opinion. I think the Yankees are going to be fine. They're 9-4. They don't have many great teams in their division. I think the Yankees will be fine.
I got back to 500. Nobody was at 500 in that division. We had a 4-game lead yesterday or this morning. So we're fine.
I think they'll be fine. I think they're definitely going to the playoffs.
He's awful. Terrible. I hate Aaron Hicks. Those guys in the Yankees, I just want to get rid of, and I can't stand it. I've been saying all the time. To me, Brett Gardner should come off the bench. I like Gardy, but he should come off the bench. It should be Judge, Talkman, and Frazier should be our outfield. I'm done with Hicks. Hicks stinks. He's always stunk. 7 years for that bum. I don't know why they gave him 7 years. He stinks. He's terrible. He's always hurt. He hits 240. He's trash. Don't like him. Can't stand him. Gary Sanchez, that guy, I don't even know what to say. He's striking out 70% of the time. He's hitting less than 100. He's god awful. He can't catch. He can't throw. He can't call a game. Get him off the team. I hate that guy.
Yeah. I see Nate popped in. What have I missed since Tuesday? Not a lot. I mean, some Mets losses, some Yankees losses. They haven't been playing great recently, and not much else other than that. Yeah, a little bit of Giants news. I've posted it on the channel, but nothing monumental. Obviously, DeAndre Baker today was a pretty big story, but nothing monumental. And we're still waiting to get into training camp. We're really 2 weeks away before we really put the pads on. We need the Entertainment Talking Feet channel. Not happening, Nikki. And you got it more. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Mordasso, man. You got it, man.
The first subscriber to that one would be Philly 500. He loves feet.
He loves your feet in particular.
Yeah, he loves them. He's a big foot fan.
Yeah, he's like Rex Ryan.
I tell people they should send pictures of their feet to his Twitter. You would enjoy that.
Celtics just beat the Raptors. The Raptors are an interesting team to me because they were a team, now that we're talking a little NBA before we close it out, the Raptors were a team that everybody wrote off this year, myself included. The defending champions, they lose Kawhi Leonard, and they still are the number 2 seed in the East.
They're good.
They're an interesting team to me. Obviously, Siakam took a huge step forward this year. Kyle Lowry rebounded, obviously, now that he's been given a bigger opportunity. The Raptors are an interesting team to me. If they could ever get back to the finals, they're an interesting team to me in the East.
They're very good. The Raptors flew under the radar because Kawhi left, but Kawhi wasn't that entire team. They have talent in a lot of places with the Raptors, and they're defending champions. And they're not, the Rudy. I said this again when they played the Lakers. I said, listen, Rudy Tomjanovich said in '95, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. So that team is playing very well, and it's a tough team.
Van Vliet took a huge step forward this year too.
Really good.
They got a good team. The Raptors.
Brock is a veteran. He's been through the wars, so they got good players.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the East in particular. I'm looking forward to because I feel like it's wide open. I feel like there's 6 teams that could come out of the East.
Yeah, I think there's 3. I think it's the Celtics, Bucks, and Raptors. I don't think anybody else is.
They're the favorites. Those 3 are definitely the favorites. Fabi, man, you have a great night, man. Thank you for being here, buddy.
I don't think that anybody else. I don't think the Sixers have anything for anybody. Pelicans aren't going to make the playoffs. They might make the 9th seed or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think there's any other really good teams. I just don't.
The Bucks are clearly the favorite. Yeah. But I do think the East will be competitive. Van Vliet seems clutch. Yeah, Van Vliet is clutch. If the Knicks draft Airbud, we're winning the chip next season. Airbud. With the Airbud comment, Nikki, we are going to close this out. Thank you to everybody for being here. We really do appreciate it. Should James sit tomorrow or play? I'll let you answer that real quick from Eric.
Ron James is going to play tomorrow. Don't be surprised if Anthony Davis sits tomorrow.
Yeah, load management right now if you're a Lakers fan. Load management. But thank you guys for being here. We really do appreciate it. We say it all the time. This was our 89 show. We're 11 away from getting to the Magic 100 mark. And thank you, Benjamin, for the love. I appreciate it. He says, good night, guys. Great stream as always. Thank you for being a great supporter. Thank you to everybody for being great supporters. Thank you. You guys show up every week for this show. We say it all the time. We're so proud of where this show has came from. 8, 9, 10 people our first show. I actually went back and watched it the other day because I was curious to see how slow the chat went.
Yeah.
And there was like a comment every 4 minutes.
That's insane.
Yeah. And to see where it's come from the first couple of episodes, it's freaking awesome. And again, there's not much to talk about right now. It's in the dead of the season. You guys continue to show up, support us. We talk movies for a half hour, 45 minutes because it's slow, but we have fun and we try to sprinkle in the Giants. And once the season gets going, we're definitely going to be talking exclusively Giants when there's a lot of Giants to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. Could never say thank you enough to everybody that shows up to the stream each and every week. And of course, Baddog, man, thank you so much for coming on. Looking forward to being on your channel, I guess Friday. You said the Lakers are off Friday, so I guess Friday next week. And yeah, it'll be a blast. So if you haven't done so, please go on over to Bad Dogs. Check them out. We'll be there Friday. Bad Dog, close it out.
Yeah, like Chris says, we say it every week. It is unbelievable the amount of support that we've had watching this show grow through really bad Giants teams, through a pandemic. And, your support doesn't stop. You guys could have easily said, out of hell with it. The Giants stink. I'm not going to watch these guys. there is no sports. What are they talking about? We're not going to watch these guys. And it doesn't matter. You guys are here every week. You share the streams out. You watch the videos. It's just amazing the way this has grown. And we say it all the time. Wait till the Giants are good and watch where this show goes. But it's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll always remember the ones that were here during the bad times, the ones that started. But it ain't going to matter. There's going to be streams where we think there's going to be 1,000 people when we're 10-1. And that's going to happen eventually. Again. So, like I said, this show is nothing without you guys. You guys make the show what it is. And, we would have never got to 89 episodes without you guys. So really, really appreciate all the support. You guys are phenomenal. I say it all the time on my channel. We just host this thing, man. You guys are the stars. It's the truth. So thank you for everything, Chris. Always fun to have to be on your channel. Always fun to do this show. It's my favorite thing I do on YouTube. So I can't wait till we actually have Giants football to talk about. That'll be nice.
Couple weeks.
How we talk about, we always have a good time.
Yeah. But Baddog, do what you do, man.
All right, guys. So, Chris, thanks for having me on the channel. For the Untitled Talkin Sports, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, we are gone. Peace!
And we are not done yet. Hold on.
Yes, I know you got to hit that.